When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we live.
Good evening, good evening. So people, make we talk. Make we talk constitutional reform. I know it's a topic for everybody on YouTube today. Tomorrow evening through to Friday evening, we'll be having Senator Donna Scott Motley to come on our program to speak to us some more about constitutional reform. There are so many things going on with the Constitutional Reform Committee where a lot of people is in arms about what Mr. Golden said about dual citizens sitting in the parliament. Back about 2 to 4 years ago, some time ago, I think in the 1990s, when the People's National Party took members of the Labour Party to court about dual citizenship. And now they're saying that Mr. Golden is playing hypocrite by saying that, you know, they should have dual citizens sit in the parliament. Mr. Golden made it clear that it is his own opinion. It's not the opinion of the People's National Party, but we're going to dig deep in that too. This evening, we're going to have Mr. Luke George Cook. Hopefully he comes on to be our special guest to give us some more insight on what he thinks that the Jamaican people should want. I have been saying this from a long time ago, that when it comes on to our constitutional reform, where we have a referendum, there must have a referendum for the people to vote. And I still believe that Jamaicans should vote for their president. I do not believe in a ceremonial president. I do not believe in a ceremonial president. And obviously it seems as if that's what the two political party is trying to push down the Jamaican people's throat. We do not want a ceremonial president. We need a president for the people, by the people, elected by the people, not appointed by someone, like how the GG is appointed. And based on what they're doing, it seems as if the current Governor General may become the president of Republic Jamaica. If he decides that he doesn't want it, the Attorney General have to sit in place until they appoint one. But we, the Jamaican people, is calling on the powers may be that we do not want a ceremonial head. We want a president elected by, for, and of the people. You know, there is something that a lot of us need to understand. And when I said to you all a couple days ago that you all must get a copy of the Constitution and read it, you have a smartphone. You have a smartphone. Take your phone and Google Jamaica's Constitution. And I will say to the powers may be that the people of Jamaica must have a say in reforming the Constitution. Apparently, the Prime Minister of Jamaica said something today. We're going to play that and hopefully, because it seems as if the opposition leader had said to the committee, consists of Senator Donna Scott Motley, who represent the opposition, and Anthony Hilton, that they should not put their signature on the final document for it to go to the cabinet. I still believe the Jamaican people hasn't have enough, has not. I still believe the Jamaican people has not had enough dialogue with the Constitutional Committee. That is my honest opinion, because a lot of Jamaicans still don't understand the nature of a constitution. A lot of Jamaicans don't understand what is a constitution. And I still believe that the Constitutional Committee, they spend so much money. But how many Jamaicans know or understand what's a constitution, much as the reform of a constitution? And my take on it this evening is that more education, more consultation need to be done, that our people can understand the meaning of a constitution. Because majority of Jamaicans has never heard about the constitution, have never seen a constitution, much as to want to go and vote on something. You know? So that is my take on it. And the time has come for all of us to stand up and say to them, we need a say in this. We need a say in this. The Constitution must be amended in a way, or must be formulated in a way, where we have a referendum where the Jamaican people can get up and vote on this referendum what they need. I do not believe that the two political parties should push down our throat what they want, what they believe should happen. That they may believe that they should have a ceremonial head. I don't believe that should be the case. I believe that people of Jamaica, as I said earlier on, should have a say in who is the president. At this current time, the Jamaican people did not vote for Andre to become prime minister. The people of his constituency voted for him to become MP. And his party pushed him up to become prime minister. It's full time the Jamaican people vote for who they want to lead them. And I will say to the two political parties in this country, you cannot go ahead and push this ceremonial head down the Jamaican people's throat. I believe that you all should come to the people of Jamaica, have a sit down with them, talk to them about what they ask and what they need, and then you all come to a decision. A decision that suits the Jamaican people, that fit the Jamaican people. Not a decision that fit you too. My take on the whole dual citizenship. I believe that the Jamaican diaspora, members of the Jamaican diaspora, whether it be in England, Canada, United States, Africa, or wherever, I believe that a member of the Jamaican diaspora, those in the diaspora, should sit in the Parliament of Jamaica. I believe that they should amend our constitution and formulate our constitution, the new constitution, for members of the Jamaican diaspora to sit in the Parliament, whether in the Senate or in the upper house or the lower house, one of the two. My take on the whole constitution reform, do away with this constitution they have here now and formulate a brand new constitution for the people of Jamaica. For us to go republic, you can't go republic on the same British constitution. I believe that we all should go republic on a new constitution that suits the people of Jamaica, where the Jamaican people have a lot of say in it. It cannot be that we have a constitution that does not fit the people of this country. So, I say to you all this evening, let your voice be heard from Negril Point to Moran Point and beyond the shores of Jamaica, that we, the Jamaican people, demand a new constitution that suits we, the Jamaican people, a constitution that we must have a say in it, a constitution that we must elect a president. We don't want a ceremonial president. We don't want a president that is being appointed by the prime minister and endorsed by the opposition leader. We don't want that. We want a president that is elected by we, the Jamaican people. And I ask you all tonight, if I'm making any sense, then let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard in a way that will suit our fellow Jamaicans. I hope so, Conrad, that the Constitution will put that they will put the Constitution to the Jamaican people. Because if they don't do so, it's quite obvious that we don't have a say in our country. And if you want this to be a good democracy, the powers may be, then it is best that you put everything to the Jamaican people. And so, as we go forward, let our voice be heard and let us make sense by saying to the political elites that we need a say, that we must have an input. One moment for me, please. Hello, you're live on air. Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, so I'm the person who always calling from the Cayman Island.
Yes, sir. You're live and air.
Yeah, I'm live on it. Okay, there's a few questions that I want to ask you, and I think persons is not realizing the road that we are going down with this constitution thing here, right? My question is this, right? How much do the Jamaican people? You ever hear the saying that sometimes people, when something comes from foreigner, they rather believe in other foreign things than them local brand?
Yes.
And I believe that this is one of the reasons why people not looking at the CCJ instead of and looking at the Privy Council now. Because it's like them don't love them own. Because when I listen to the Prime Minister talk, right, and I have to ask myself a few questions and ask yourself, just be objectively, right? How many of us trust the word of the Prime Minister? When we look at because the only way you can judge someone at times is by their actions, right?
Yes.
If you hear something sinister that I'm trying to understand in my suspicion mind, I am thinking, why is so hard?
Hold on. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Why is so hard nosed does not want to go to the camp of justice?
I'll tell you something too, I'll tell you something too also. Jamaica has spent so much money in forming the Caribbean Court of Justice.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. Sorry, I'm listening.
And it will be a great displeasure for us not to be a part of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Although my take on it, my personal take on it is this: that based on what happened with the Vive Cartel case, I know that Trinidad and Tobago is a republic, yet they're still with the Privy Council. India is a republic, yet they're still, their final court is in London. We have spent a lot of money. But go ahead.
Okay, my question to you: what if tomorrow morning the Privy Council look and say, we no longer want to be a part of Jamaica? What will happen?
That's a very good question.
Okay, what will happen? Because the question I'm saying, the reason why I'm saying to you, why I'm saying something, if I'm going to judge someone, I'm going to look at their action. When I look in about 99, do you remember Arthur Williams, the senator?
Yes.
Remember? Okay, remember Andrew Owens at the time asked his senator to sign a predated resignation letter. Barring them, remember this one?
He asked the current Minister of Health, Christopher Tufton, Senator Arthur Williams, and many others to sign a predated letter,
making sure that they did not agree to join the whatever in the Court of Justice. So he was steadfast against it from the inception. Now.
Hold on. When they signed that predated, it wasn't for the Caribbean Court of Justice, sir.
Yeah, the Caribbean Court of Justice was part of it. The Caribbean Court of Justice was formed in 2003.
Yes, but when they signed that undated letter, it was for the Caribbean Court of Justice. I'm yet to be corrected, but I don't think it was the Caribbean Court of Justice, sir. I think it was something. It was something with the Senate.
Yeah, in the Senate, but part of it, he had asked them not to sign anyone to go to sign the as part of support the Caribbean Court of Justice. Remember now, this Caribbean Court of Justice has been going on from 1995, from P.J. Patterson come straight up to Portia Simpson Miller now.
Let me do some more research on why he gave them the undated letter, sir. I'm not going to say
exactly.
It is true. Let me do some more research.
Okay, I stand to be corrected. But here what the trickery is. Here, and this is, I look at the trickery. If you adamant against the Caribbean Court of Justice, notice how is it that I am going to trust you, that I am going to support you in phase 1, that in phase 2, you're going to bring the Caribbean Court of Justice. Can you trust him that in phase 2? This is why Mark Golding do not trust it. Because
and
why
I'll
didn't
tell you
you
something too, sir? Before we even have dream to talk about the Caribbean Court of Justice, sir, what we need to talk about first and foremost is that the president must not be a ceremonial president, sir. The Jamaican people must have a say, must vote for their president. It cannot be that a prime minister is going to appoint a president in the new constitution era of Jamaica becoming a republic. No.
Okay. If you listen to some of the points that Mark Golding was against now, what he's saying now, what he was saying now, where in this constitution reform, apparently to his knowledge, okay, he's so arrogant because he want the prime minister to send this stay because he believes that he's going to be in power forever now. So he's supposed to have authority. Yeah, and yeah, the government, basically the government. Yes. That is part of it where Mark Golding is contesting that there should be a limit. He wants the autonomous power that he's supposed to decide. You remember when the Guyana president, they put into his constitution reform thing that no president supposed to stay more than 2 terms.
Right.
And then he go back to the Caribbean Court of Justice. It's not 2 terms, it's 2 consecutive terms. And the Caribbean Court of Justice refused it because it said you was one of the architects who said that no president supposed to serve more than 2 terms. Mm-hmm. So the Caribbean Court of Justice have its fault, have its reading, and so far, last night when I listened to
so does the court in London, sir.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. When I listened to Mr. Bruce Golding recently now, and he was exercising his opinion, I look at it and say, why is this prime minister so adamant? Up to now, he doesn't come out and give us a reason why he doesn't support the Caribbean Court of Justice now. And that is my reservation at the moment.
Yes, but what I'm saying to you, sir, before we go to the Caribbean Court of Justice, sir, we have a problem in our hand. And the problem we have in our hand, sir, if we're going to formulate a brand new constitution for the people, of the people and by the people, then the people of Jamaica, sir, must have a say in who they want to be president. And what I'm saying, sir, the people of Jamaica must vote for the president. The prime minister should not be allowed, or the opposition leader endorse the prime minister by saying, hey, appoint a president. No.
I agree with that because the problem why is it then, and this comes to the question I'm asking, why is it then the public cannot see the copies and the draft copies? Why is it that the public doesn't know what is into it so we can decide and say, okay, yes, we agree. And they only have 4 town hall meetings now.
There you go.
They only have 4 meetings.
And that is why, sir, and that is why, sir, that is why I'm saying, sir, Jamaicans in Jamaica and Jamaicans beyond the shores of Jamaica, sir, must come together and make the voice be heard. It cannot be that the constitutional minister has the say and we the people is there going to be a referendum on this constitution where the Jamaican people have a say in it? Those are the questions we must ask.
And this is the question I want to ask you. This is a question. How many times this government has done things which is constitutionally wrong? How many times?
A lot of times, sir.
Okay, then. If they have done this a lot of times, do you believe that this framework that they are working on will benefit the people?
And that is why I'm saying to you, sir, Jamaicans must wake up and do
Jamaica
not allow
weak,
this to happen.
The Jamaican people, them weak, man. The Jamaican, I'm sorry to say, I'm a Jamaican, I love my Jamaica. But the Jamaican, let me tell you something. If you want a demonstration, just look when time there's a media influencer, a famous person, something wrong with them. But something that is right now, they are going to make it look like it's a partisan thing. But me personally, program like these, we need to educate the persons them because it's recently, to be honest with you, I always hear about the constitution reform and all of these things, but I never really take it serious, to be honest with you. But when I start to listen to ISAT and here is championing this, what is the supreme of this country, and when I see this government trample on person's constitution right, and I start to read upon a lot of things, and I start to listen, I realize that this may not be for me, but this can be for my grandkids, my kids, or someone down the line. This is one of the reasons why Norman Manley and Donald Sangster had made the framework that politics should not get involved in making this constitution now. Because they know that...
You know something, sir? When our forefathers, like the former Governor General, the late Governor General Sir Flowers Glasspool, and Sir Kenneth Blackburn and all of them sit down to form this constitution, sir. That is why, we the people must have a say in it, Have a next call.
I do understand. Okay, thanks again. Yeah, it's a pleasure speaking with you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. We have a next call coming. Bear with us, please. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Meko Talk program.
Good evening, Mr. Tavares.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, I send you a short clip of Mr. Golden's speech. It's about the constitution, his concern. I would love for you to listen to it. I sent it in your WhatsApp.
I carried his press conference, sir, live on my program, sir.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of issue with it. One is that the ceremonial.
No. Hello, hold on for me. I'm asking you, what problem do you have? Not what Mr. Golden have, sir. You.
Well, all right. I have a lot of problem with it.
Well, please talk.
I don't see it, and that's why I have a problem with it. I don't see it, and I have a problem with it. You can't make a constitution, right, with 49% or 63%. Well, make a decision for 6 million people.
6 million people?
And we know, between the Jamaica and diaspora. The diaspora is over 3 million, Jamaica is 3 million. So almost 7 million.
Yes.
Right? At least who can read and write to be able to see the draft of the constitution before it goes to Parliament.
Let me ask you this question, sir. Do you, as an elder Jamaican talking on this program, sir?
Yes.
Do you believe that there should be a referendum, or do you believe that the Jamaican people should vote for a president, sir?
I believe Jamaica should vote for executive president.
No,
we should have an executive Republican.
Hold on for me, sir. I understand what you're saying. Let me ask you the question over.
Okay.
Do you believe that when the time comes, you believe that they should give us a ceremonial president, or we should vote for a president?
No, sir. I want executive Republican.
Okay, explain executive to me.
Executive Republican, that you vote for the president, you vote for major office, like a Senate, the public vote for it. The judicial system, the public vote for that.
Yes.
Police, the public vote for that. The inspector, the public vote for that. Our government agency, right? After the Senate, and then the Senate who we people vote for, we call MP, they would appoint the Senate. And the two sides make the decision.
Right. In other words, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just like in America.
Right.
Attorney General, the people them vote for them.
No.
In their state.
Right.
In the state.
Right. In their state.
In their state.
Okay. Hold on for me. Hold on for me, sir. Hold on for me.
Yeah.
If I understand what you're trying to say to us tonight, is that when you have a Senate, if for instance, saying that Jeffrey Tavares is going to become the Secretary of Health, all right? In America, I have Secretary of Health.
Right, appointed by the president.
Right. So
He should face the Senate.
Okay, thank you very much. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
The Jamaican
Yes, sir.
people must have a say in the constitutional reform in which we vote for a president, we vote for a Senate, then the Senate, it cannot be that the Prime Minister is going to appoint everybody and they do not go in front of a oversight committee for them to vet them to find out if they're qualified for the job. It can't be. For far too long, this has been going on in our country, sir.
Sir, the only way we can help or wipe out or reduce corruption, we have to have an executive republic in this country, in the constitution. We have an executive republic.
Yes.
Can't be a ceremonial where you appoint and then the MP then vote on it. Can't be.
Let me ask you this question also. Do you believe that we should still stay with the London-based court, or should we go to the CCJ?
No, sir. No, sir.
Go to the CCJ.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, what I have a problem with this Mr. Andre ESS.
Yes.
And what Miss Malfoy said, she said they're doing the constitution now, and then later on they're going to deal with the constitution with this Caribbean Court of Justice.
All right,
that's a waste of money.
All right, sir.
Because
go ahead.
That's a waste of time. Because right now, it's only the half who have can carry case to the privy council.
There you go. I know.
So the privy council do not serve Jamaica. It don't serve Jamaican. It only serve 5% of Jamaican who have money. Right? So no constitution should set only serve the money people. It must serve Jamaican. That's what I believe. If you're going to change the constitution and move away from the Commonwealth, right? I believe every Jamaican, once you have a Jamaican passport, you should be able to vote and run for any Senate position in Jamaica.
All right. I understand, sir. Thank you.
We have more talent in the diaspora than in Jamaica now. You do realize that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand you. All right. Thank you for calling.
Okay, sir. So thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Make Talk program.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I am doing good. How are you doing? Long time not hear from you.
I know, right? Yeah, I've been listening to this thing what you said about if we should get a ceremonial president or executive, and I believe in the ceremonial one because what ceremonial meal is just like a figurehead, someone just to be there and just eat taxpayers' money. But in terms of the referendum, when they fumble the ball, it's like how.
Hold on. You said you believe in the ceremonial head?
No. I disagree with it. I just look at somebody just holding a post and just irrelevant. What they should have done when we had the local election is like how in the states where they'll have elections and they'll have a referendum, and you could vote on it. Like I think in Colorado when they wanted to legalize marijuana,
right.
What they could have, what they could have done was educate the people, go on a campaign, and then ask them in the local government election, whenever the election coming up, there's a referendum. What do you want? But prior to this, they would have to, educate the people if these are the things that they will want. So the Jamaican people know, okay, this is what I'm going to vote for. To stay with the Privy Council or to go to the Caribbean courts, but everything is being kept behind closed doors, and just as if they're trying to rush this thing through, so it's just, it's convoluted. So I think what they should have done was have some consensus and then have the Jamaican people educated and they could vote on the referendum during the local election, and I think they miss it. But I don't think it was ever their intention to educate us.
Well, I think what they're saying, one of the constitutional committee member, King's Counsel Hugh Small, is saying that they should postpone everything until the election is called, and after the election they resume everything, and educate the people some more, because majority of Jamaicans don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly, and I agree, and I totally agree. No, that in fact, with this government, people don't trust the agenda, and when you think about how they rushed through the DPP amendment, it just like leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. So when they come now with something else, it's like, wait a minute, what is this? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's the timing is just wrong, and people don't trust the move that they're making. And another thing I wanted to say about the Caribbean court, most Jamaicans can afford to do that, and to have for you to appeal it, how many Jamaicans are going to do that? And even when you think about it, when you're having people selecting a jury, think about it. Is it not better to get someone of your peers? So having a Caribbean court is the Jamaican peers, not someone in England who cannot relate. So I think that's the better move, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I also think what you said is correct. Wait until after the general election, when there's more education and things are more ironed out, where everything is in one, not in piecemeal, and then the people can trust the process. And I think that's where the big issue is. The process, we don't trust it.
Yes. And based on all of this, you're saying that we should have a president where the president has been elected by the people, of the people, and for the people. You believe that the Caribbean Court of Justice should be Jamaica's final court of appeal.
Exactly, because they're our peers, not someone in England where they don't look like us and cannot relate. Well, and the Jamaican people don't trust the current government to make this transition, and it's just not not good.
Yes. All right, caller, thanks for calling in.
No worries, Jeffrey. Have a good day.
Have a good night. Bye-bye. For those who want to call in, what is your views on the constitutional reform in Jamaica? 954-529-8030. There was a missed call coming into me. For those who want to call in, please call in right now. 954-529-8030. That's the numbers to call in. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of somebody else, I'm waiting for Mr. Luke George Cook to come on in and his views on what is going on in the whole constitutional reform in this country, where there is some, Mark Golding has told two committee members from the opposition party, Senator Donna Scott Motley and MP Anthony Hilton, not to sign on the final papers, because until the government has said to us, the Jamaican people, that they will have the Caribbean Court of Justice to be its final court, they must not sign off on it. So, let us see if that is going to happen. What is your views on the constitutional reform in Jamaica? 954-529-8030. We're going to play a clipping that Mr. Golding did. Mr. Mark Jefferson Golding, opposition leader and president of the People's National Party. He said that it is his personal view, not the People's National Party personal view. His personal view. Hello, good night. Welcome to the Mekutar program.
Hi, good night, Mr. Jeffrey.
Yes, ma'am. Good night to you.
Andrew owners and him followers them know exactly what they intend to do.
Yes.
And they think that is all the Jamaican people are stupid and don't see the game that they are playing. No, I am encouraging all of my Jamaican people and the opposition leader not to sign on it, because they're not going to do it like how they do in the past and claim that we have a bogus independent. That's no real independent.
Do you believe that they should just abandon the British Constitution and formulate a new constitution for Jamaica?
Why do they want, of course, why do they want to have do part one and part two? What a reason for part one and part two? Malahu, what the hell she thinks she is? Who the hell she thinks she is? She take people for idiot? We're not living in the back in the days anymore, you know. It's not the back in the days anymore when they used to keep the majority of people like take them for an idiot. You understand what I'm saying? We're not going for this. We're not, our eyes are not blinds anymore. We're not stupid anymore. You understand? Yeah, you have people don't fully understand what they're talking about, but you also have other Jamaicans who quite aware of what is going on. We're sick and tired of the Jamaica Labour Party and the corruption. The entire Jamaica Labour Party. We're tired of it, man. Why can't they come with some good governance? What the hell is wrong with these people? The world, we understand that, yo, we understand, say, yeah, them rob up the country. They don't take it full for time for them to put back something to the country now. What wrong with Andre ESS with them little dumb self for him ganga and look, I'm doctorate. Doctorate for what? Look how much people them are kill off in other country. Eh? Look how much people they're killing off in other country. The last time a young lady come from one of the program and expressed herself and then find her dead the following morning.
I beg your pardon?
You cannot, they find her dead, a young lady from one of the program, their Talking program, she expressed herself, even though she might use some expletive word, but they are upset. And then find the young lady dead the following morning. Anybody talk against the government, that's the reason why most of the people are scared to go there and protest. Who Andre ESS think him is? The same government the same government him in and no saying can wipe him out to him, think him a bullbuck and Duffy conqueror. Andre ESS need to cut out the foolishness now, man, and stop bringing barbarism on people.
Let me answer this question, though, caller. What is your views on a ceremonial president and a president that's been elected by the people?
I am for that. Let the people choose who they want to rule over them. Why is it Andre ESS? Had he not steal enough, him and him woman? Yeah. Him and him woman and him friend them were want to run the country, the PSOJ, the governor general and all of these people. Why can't they get it in their thick skull that people are not stupid anymore? Look when they deal with the young youth them there. Them have a town hall discussion and the youth them said to them, say.
You mean the town hall discussion they had about 2 years ago when the guy from UWI asked him the question about the needs?
Right. And look, young people nobody must ask Andre ESS anything. Who is he? And we put Andre ESS in a government and not for 1 minute this man give back anything to the country. $1.7 trillion is missing out of the country, but whatever you want to call it. And Andre ESS and none of the government them down there. Even from both sides. Listen to me, man. These politicians need to get them act together, man, and stop, deal with the poor people like crap. Sick and tired of them now, man. Come on, man. The universe is vast. Everybody can live a comfortable life. What happened to them? Who them? We're tired of them now, man. What Andre ESS saying that, look, when you look in a UK, they rob people so much. Black people, but you know what happened? Black people need to stop sell out them one another. You see, Andrew Wallace,
Oh, yes.
whoever him prove himself to, him better get him act together. Him better get him act together, man. All the while it's our own people sell out one another. Yeah, it's our own. Keep selling out each other. We're tired of this now, man. What is he putting in place? Our young people, the young people them that have no opportunity down there. Jamaica is a land of wood and water. Look at the condition of them do the water. Look at the condition of the hospital them down there. Yeah? Look at the condition of the school. And when them in at the House of Representative, look at their behavior. Them behave worse than hooligans. We're tired of them now, man. General, we're sick and tired of them, man. We're sick and tired of the corrupted politician them down there, left, right, and center. In every era of Jamaica is be a corruption. If you go for get a driver's license, not corruption. You can't get an honest driver's license without having to grease somebody hand. You go in at the police department at the same thing. Yeah? In at the tax office at the same thing. Everywhere you turn a corruption.
You know something, ma'am? When you look on the whole situation, and that is why I keep on saying that some of these permanent secretaries in these government buildings must be investigated. You know?
Every single one of them, Mr. Jeffrey, every single one of them, not one is innocent from, look, you see the JLP government, listen to me, man, I can't tell you now, when I was in Jamaica, you know, me take me 2 years as a politician, I issue out gun, get the people them down there, you know, we kill off them one another. Politician issue gun. You see all the one exactly him and him. You
Hello, please. No call no name, me, I beg you. Do.
Okay, yeah, I understand. I understand. But may I tell you some blood a boil, Mr. Jeffrey?
I know, but no call no name, please. But nobody come up
okay.
You.
Yeah, that's all them do. The moment you stand up and talk the truth, them send people. You see them and send people, send threat to Jeffrey, to Rattigan and the other one.
The send threat to me too, you know. The send threat to Dr. Francis, Wilfred
to Dr. Francis and you, and Rattigan. Yeah, what I talk about say anybody way in the diaspora if you stay here, so like John Jamaica free.
And that is to show you the level of education these people have, who are the JLP propagandists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to me, man. The Jamaicans them are down there who decide to blind them eyes to the reality. Who decide to blind them eyes to the reality. Them not want to see the truth. Eh? They are being allowed themselves to be sell short. Just one $5,000, $500, one chicken back, Mr. Tavares. Really? What happened to the future of our youth them? Yeah? What happened to the future of our youth? Our ancestors bled and died for such a time as now. Our ancestors paved the way. I know this is what we are living.
And that is why I'm asking the question. We can get up. Hello, yeah? you have someone in the background there talking. Hold on, because it's coming through here. What I'm saying to you, ma'am, I have to ask the question. Why is it that we, the Jamaican people, we get up when election time comes and we jump up on that orange and green and shower labor rights and comrade this, and when we must stand up for basic needs, we're not doing it. We will never come together.
Exactly. Listen to me, man. I'm tired of it. Honestly, I'm so tired. Look. Look at the policeman going at the people in the yard and just shot the youth, kill him. And nothing come out of it. The people life coming like nothing. Not even the birds in the ear. Life is more valuable. Yeah, up here they treat the animals them so better than all they're treating the human being in Jamaica.
You remember?
You cannot abuse a dog up here.
Do you remember?
You can't abuse a dog up here.
Do you remember? I don't know if you had on the program here when I came out one day and I start singing a revival song, Oh What a War Situation.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm telling everybody, I do not know why I'm singing that song. And every time I come on this program, that song keep on coming to me, and sometimes I ignore it.
No, it's a war situation.
The blood of innocent people is
crying out.
It is going up to the nostrils of Almighty God.
Yeah.
And the people who are hungry and crying out to God, they're going to be a situation in our country.
Listen to my man. Whatever they're planning is here. Whatever they're planning to do, and feel as if they can wipe out entire Jamaica, the Almighty Creator will sink Jamaica before. Yeah? Remember, I'm telling you, Jamaica will sink before they get to carry out their dirty plots.
Yes, my dear. Thanks so much for calling in.
You have a good evening, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. People are fed up. People are tired. People are fed up. People are tired. What a war situation. We're speaking about constitutional reform. That's our topic for tonight. Constitutional reform. We're hoping that we'll get Mr. Cook to come on. Let me play the video or the audio of Mr. Golden speaking about the dual citizenship for what he believes that people who hold dual citizenship should sit in the Parliament of Jamaica. This is what Mr. Golden said.
So my position is that dual citizenship should not be a bar to service. That's my own view, and I think the party will continue to have discussions on this because, as I've said, this issue we've not had an opportunity to really discuss it because we didn't know what the specific reform proposals were until this draft report emerged, and then permission was very latterly obtained to share it even with me as a leader of the opposition. So, but that is the position that we have put forward because we think that it's appropriate. Given the nature of the Jamaican society, where roughly half of our citizens live outside of physical boundaries. We got through COVID after the collapse of the tourism industry, largely because of the support from the diaspora, where we didn't have a balance of payments crisis. We didn't have a foreign exchange crisis. So I think it's appropriate to allow them. The question of residency needs to be resolved as to whether they're going to have a residency requirement in order to run. And, the existing provision of 1 year's ordinary residence to be eligible, I think is reasonable. In terms of the Senate, we could consider waiving that requirement to allow 1 or 2 persons from the diaspora to sit on the Senate, even if they're not a resident here. But these are the kind of issues that need further discussion at the committee.
That's Opposition Leader Mark Golden views on dual citizenship. OT, yes, members of the Commonwealth can sit in Jamaican Parliament because Jamaica is a member of the Commonwealth. The question we must ask ourselves, when we become a republic nation, are we going to still be a part of the Commonwealth? Those are the questions we must ask ourselves, because if we're saying we're going to do away with the London-based final court of justice for Jamaica, we're going to say bye-bye to London altogether. Are we going to say bye-bye to London when it comes on to the Commonwealth? Are we going to do that? Those are the questions the Jamaican people are asking the Andre ESS administration. And that is why I am saying tonight that more dialogue should be had with the people of Jamaica. Because if we're saying we're going to do away with the London-based final court of justice for Jamaica, we're going to say bye-bye to London altogether. Are we going to say bye-bye to London when it comes on to the Commonwealth? Are we going to do that? Those are the questions the Jamaican people are asking the Andre ESS administration. And that is why I am saying tonight that more dialogue should be had with the people of Jamaica. It cannot be that you're just going to push things on our throat and we're going to accept it. The people of Jamaica must know and must have more talks. You can't have 3 or 4 town hall meetings for 14. We have 14 parishes, 3 counties, Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. The time that these people are bad mouthing we, what they should have done is reach out to us. Reach out to us to have their programs and our platform to speak to the people. But they would not do that. You know? So what I'm saying is that they need to sit down and have dialogue with the people. A member of the Commonwealth, because Jamaica is a part of the Commonwealth of Nations. And a member of the Commonwealth can sit in the Jamaican Parliament. You know, I heard something that the former Minister of Finance, Hugh Small, King's Counsel, who sit on the Constitutional Committee, he also said that if they can reach a consensus with all of this, what he believes, that they should postpone all of this until after the election, if and when the Prime Minister called the election. You know, we're going to take some calls after I play this for those who want to call in and ask questions and give your views on constitutional reform in Jamaica. The numbers are 954-529-8030. I'm going to call a good friend of mine. I haven't heard from him in a long while. Justice. If you're listening to me, we need your views on the constitutional reform, sir. I want you to listen to what King's Counsel Hugh Small said in his clip in here.
I've had discussions with both Mr. P.J. Patterson and Mr. Bruce Golding, and I know what they think, and I know that both of them have the best interests of the country at heart. And I sincerely hope that we don't get puffed up with personal pride and regard it as winning or losing now. Put it down now, let the political process run its course, and start afresh after there has been a new parliament after the next general election, whenever that will be. The process has not respected the fact that amending the Constitution that requires a referendum can only be successfully done if it is approached as a national matter and not as a partisan matter. From the beginning of my serving on the committee, I have been making that point. And I have been saying that one of the problems is that from the beginning, the leader of the opposition and the prime minister were not speaking to each other. One is trying to gain a position for his particular platform, and now we have a situation in which we have come after a year to a position where the leader of the opposition has said something, which he said from last year, that the opposition members will not sign unless the question of the CCJ is resolved.
There you go. Is the question what the CCJ has resolved? Are they resolving the question with the CCJ? Will Jamaica retain the CCJ as its final court of justice? Or will they still stay with the London-based Privy Council? Like how, Trinidad and Tobago has done that. The Republic of India has done that. So those are the questions that we need to ask. Are we going to stay with them? Based on what I'm understanding here, the opposition will not sign off on it until the Prime Minister and his administration and the committee tell us what is their true feeling on the Caribbean Court of Justice. As what a good friend of mine once said, attorney at law, let me not call his name, said to me in a private setting that this administration refused to come clean when it comes on to the Caribbean Court of Justice. The former leader and former Prime Minister Bruce Golding once said that Jamaica has spent a lot of money with the Caribbean Court of Justice to formulate the Caribbean Court of Justice. At one point, the president of the Senate was saying that, he wasn't, going to be a part of the Caribbean Court of Justice. But come around, he ended up saying that that Jamaica should maybe have the Caribbean Court to be the final court of justice. So we need some clarification. We need some answers from the powers maybe. And they need to educate the people on constitutional reform. They need to. I hope you can hear what the Prime Minister is saying on this thing here. Let me see if you all can hear it. I hope you all can hear it. Let me know if you're hearing it, please. No, you're not hearing it. Hold on. Hello, good night. Welcome to the Make We Talk program.
Good evening, Make We Talk.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
I am here looking to live, my friend.
Thanks for your patriotic work.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you guys. And in regards to the work you did in Manhattan, it was really a success.
Thank you.
And it does. They haven't given it adequate amount of support.
Mm-hmm.
That's the traditional media, but I don't expect anything better from them because already that they align with the government, and therefore.
When you mean traditional media, you mean the media in Jamaica or the media overseas?
The media in Jamaica, particularly.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And if you had heard the nationwide interview, that it irritates everything in me. You understand? So they're all in Andrew's pocket. And at this time, in regards to the Constitution,
yes, sir.
The way in which it was approached, I knew nothing is going to come of it because Andrew is not clean. And the people who he have on board, they too are not honest. And Mark has made it extremely clear from the get-go. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And these people aren't doing nothing to give the people of Jamaica anything transparent.
Mm-hmm.
How can you say you're fixing the Constitution and there's no impeachment clause? There's nothing to defend the people from the government. They want to blindfold the people and push this onto the people. And for what it's worth, how long Jamaican people are going to sit back and say that this man is a demon? This man is a word cannot describe. This man irritates me with his voice. He speaks no truth. He's the father of lies. What type of evil? I don't know. I don't understand why the people of Jamaica still believe that this man is doing anything. I can do anything good. How are we going to have a prime minister who cannot declare his asset and you have to take his money offshore? And when if you go to Jamaica and you want to change at 200 US or 300 US in one of their institutions, they want you to answer questions. How did you come by the money? You have to answer all these line of questions. So I'm saying, then you the banker asking me all these questions, and yet still your prime minister wishes at the head. You guys don't ask him nothing. He requires to do nothing. But you have put me in a chain and rope. I want to squeeze me left, right, and center because I don't want everything out of me. Or we gone mad? The little patriotic blood in us has evaporated out. Nobody to ask any. I am sick of these people. How can you sit down with all that is going on social media? People protesting in the diaspora, trying to fight for Jamaica, and all these people are going to sit back, critique the people, and I got to, and I'm ashamed of nationwide. I'm ashamed of nationwide. And these people are the reason why Jamaica is where it is. I'm ashamed of nationwide. And Andrew, Juliet, let me tell you something. Make we talk.
Yes, sir.
We all have few years on this earth.
Oh, yes.
And all them people are going like them are pillars stone. And all them people who are steal left, right, and center. You understand? I have news for them. I have news for them. You understand? Your days are numbered. Me, myself, my days are numbered. So I have to do good today, tomorrow, and continue to do good. Because we are going to pass one day. So no matter how you are thief left, right, and center, naked you come and you leave in it.
Naked you shall go.
Exactly. They're too disgusting. I'm ashamed. And no matter how you preach and try to highlight these things to the people, and it said, listen to the people who are fighting for Jamaica. What are their motives? They want to see a better Jamaica. They want to see a Jamaica where the poorest of the poorest are able to survive. If you want to see how good the country is doing, you just check out the poorest person and see how they are surviving. And you're telling me that crime has dropped tremendously. Where, when, how? And Andrew, what is your legacy? You tell me what you have done. I have discussion with all these people, and I'm asking you, just tell me, show me. Let me see it. In which community, where, when, and how? And you're telling me Jamaica is doing well. And 3/4 of Jamaica don't have a bank account. Or why they're supposed to inherit what is going on in the economy? Where the trickling down, or they are going to benefit from the trickling down? How are they supposed to benefit? When all them, when you just giving investment opportunity to who can afford to take investment opportunity. All the Jamaica can't even replace them shoes sometimes. So how are they benefiting from what Andrew doing? And all the economy suppose I'm doing well when 3/4 of Jamaica don't even know where their next meal coming from. And when you walk, when you go out there, everybody, oh, you're a foreigner. Me say no, I'm not a foreigner. No, you smell good. We know a foreigner when we see one. We're so lagging behind. We are so lagging behind that when you go, you can't even dress I feel good within yourself. You feel like you're going to be preyed on. You stop to buy something and everybody crowd you and you can't even get a chance to walk around peacefully.
Let me ask you a question, Paul. When it comes on to
Right.
the Constitution, do you believe that Jamaicans should vote for a president or should they have a ceremonial president?
Jamaica should vote for the president.
Okay.
Jamaica should vote for the president because in that case, in that way, all are included.
Mhm.
Because what I've realized is that you cannot rely on a set of people who don't see the in the what you would say the in other words, they have given themselves a 300% increase.
Mhm.
So they are all aligned and they're looking in the same direction. So we cannot rely on those people to give us a good president. So I think in terms of selecting a president, that should be the decision of the people and not the people
In the parliament.
in the parliament.
All right.
There are certain things that the people should decide on
Yes.
for the interest of the generation to come.
Yes. All right, Paul.
And I appreciate, man. I sorry about the ranting, man.
No,
It's
that's
just,
all right.
it just hurt me sometime, you know.
Yes.
And I again before I go, I said sometime I'll be scrolling around and it's just what you guys what the programs that you guys do and the positive stuff that you guys are doing.
Mhm.
It's all I can just clutch onto. You understand? This is the hope. Hope. This is hope. So continue to do the good work. I appreciate you taking my call. And listeners, I sorry for the rant, but
Mhm.
let me tell you, just continue to do your good work, man. Make with her. Big up yourself.
Thank you for calling in too, sir. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Big
Bye-bye.
up.
God bless. There you have it. Jamaicans are adamant about this constitutional reform. And, you know, all of us in this country, every single one of us, have a say and must have a say in formulating a constitution of the people and for the people and by the people. And that is why I will continue to speak about this. That the Jamaican people, must have a say. They must have a say in formulating a new constitution. They must have a say. And if they don't have a say in it, it makes no sense. The people of our country should go out and vote for any one of them. We must have a say. We should have a say. We are to have a say in the new constitution of this country. It seems as if I'm not going to have the guest to come on this evening who had promised faithful that he will be coming on. I haven't seen or hear from him, so we're not going to continue the same way. I'm going to see if I can find the clipping of the Prime Minister's press conference when he speaks about the Constitution. And he speaks about, oh Lord, hold on for me. There's a news coming in at 1 dead, 2 injured after a truck overturned on a highway. Where is this? 2 persons have been rushed to hospital while another is dead. After the vehicle they were traveling overturned on the Old Harbour Express of the PJ Patterson's Highway on Wednesday, that's this evening. The fire brigade is unseen. God have his mercy. Okay, let me see if I can get this. Oh, he's speaking about security risk of school. Hold on for me, please. Let me see if I can get what the PM was saying. The Prime Minister said something at a press conference. Here it is. Let me see if I can get him to, or they can come up with this.
Not surprised. I'm not surprised. My initial assessment of the response of the opposition is that I am disappointed, but I am not surprised. I'm not surprised that they would have tried to find every way out of seeing this process through to its rightful conclusion. I would like to say to the Jamaican people that the efforts that the government has made is not in vain, that we will continue to pursue consensus, because the truth is that you cannot disturb the constitutional and governance architecture of the country without consensus. That is the reality. And consensus takes time and it takes effort. So I speak to you today as Prime Minister of the country, not as leader of a political party seeking power, but as someone who is genuinely interested in the advance of our country. And so I want to assure Jamaicans that the process continues. We are in a certain season described by others as silly. I tend to sometimes agree. But we will get over it, and Jamaica will evolve into its rightful form, constitutionally, governance, in terms of our economic independence, and socially. The journey continues.
I'm a scene. And
do you realize that this Prime Minister, in his speech, did not mention one single thing about ceremonial president? Or elected president, I should say. He didn't say one single thing about that. And that is why I'm saying tonight that we, the people, must call out the Prime Minister. It cannot be that we're going to have a ceremonial president. We don't want a ceremonial president. We want a president that is elected by the people, of the people, and for the people. That's what we want. I want a ceremonial head. And we must wake up in this country and speak out. There is a clipping that I'm searching for where former Prime Minister Bruce Golding's son, here it is, Stephen Golding, said something he was giving a speech somewhere. And this is what he said about constitutional reform.
Like the political parties right now, and I keep telling them, say, if you're going to reform the constitution, make the people vote for the president. And they notice both of them start saying, no, you know, that's not necessarily the best. Well, no, you know why it's not best for them? Because for 60 odd years right now, not one Jamaican for who leads the country. Yet we're so invested in who that person is. But the truth is, we don't vote for him. You don't vote for Andrew ESS unless you live in West Central State Natural. You did not vote for Porter Simpson unless you lived in South West State Natural. If we're going to reform the Constitution, we know Jamaicans want to choose their leader. Give that to them. But that will be giving the people what? Yeah. The political parties are in the business of getting it off, not giving it. It's like the political parties right now.
You hear what the former Prime Minister said? The former Prime Minister's son, rather, said? You heard what Stephen Golding said? The Jamaican people did not vote. At that time, it was Portia Simpson Miller and Andrew Holness. The people of their constituency voted for them. So until this blessed moment, the other constituencies in Jamaica did not vote for Michael Andrew Holness to become Prime Minister. You all see how lame our constitution is? And that is why I believe that they should get rid of this old constitution, this old British constitution, and get a new constitution for Jamaica, where the people have a say. Mr. Golding, Stephen Golding, said it correctly, that the people must vote for their president. But the two political parties do not want that. What they need is a ceremonial president, and we must stand up and say no. We must push back and say no. What we need is a president elected by the people, of the people, and for the people. A Senate elected of the people, for the people, and by the people. And in that new constitution, the people of Jamaica can impeach. There should be legislation in the constitution where you can impeach both the prime minister, the president, and the members of parliament. And a president must not have more than 2 terms. We don't want a president for life and a prime minister for life. Mr. Campbell, you're correct, you know, sir. I would love for you to call into the program, Mr. Campbell, and give your views. You're correct. The Jamaican people do not understand our constitution. Majority of them have never seen a copy of the constitution, much as to read it. And that's why I'm encouraging people on this platform. Get a copy of the constitution, especially the Charter of Fundamental Rights, and read it. Let us listen to what Stephen Golding had us to say a while ago.
It's like the political parties right now. When I keep telling them, say, if you're going to reform the constitution, let the people vote for the president. And they notice both of them start saying, no, that's not necessarily the best. Oh, no, you know why it's not best?
You hear this? The former Prime Minister's son is pushing them that the people of Jamaica must vote for their president. And based on what he's saying here, that they're pushing back and, that's not best for the country. I don't understand these people. Listen to what he said.
Because for 60 odd years right now, not one Jamaican has had a vote for who leads the country. Yet we're so.
You see? We're going to become 62 this year. And not one single Jamaican have ever voted for a leader in this country. Not one single Jamaican ever voted for a prime minister in this country. What we vote for is the party. The people of Jamaica did not vote for Andre Holness more than in his own constituency voted for him. His own constituency voted for him, not the people of this country. And when you hear a former prime minister, son, and his father was the former leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, is coming out swinging. Swinging. You must know. Listen to some more of what Stephen Golding has to say. Come out swinging about it.
It's like the political parties right now. When I keep telling them, say, if you're going to reform the constitution, let the people vote for the president. They notice both of them start saying, no, that's not necessarily the best. Oh, no, you know why it's not best for them? Because for for 60 odd years right now, not one Jamaican has had a vote for who leads the country. Yet we're so invested in who that person is. But the truth is, we don't vote for him. You don't vote for Andrew Holness unless you live in West Central St. Andrew. You did not vote for Porter Simpson unless you live in South West St. Andrew. If we're going to reform the Constitution, we know Jamaicans want to choose their leader. Give that to them. But that will be giving the people what? Political parties are in the business of getting power.
You hear? You hear what the gentleman said, Mr. Stephen Golden? Political parties are in the business of getting power, not giving power. Not giving power. They're in the business of getting power. Not giving power. And you believe that the Prime Minister of this country would come out and say, okay, we're gonna let the people vote for their president. Someone asked me, the Constitutional Reform Minister, you know, the same question, you know, and she danced around it. I was searching for that clipping today, but I couldn't find it. She danced around the question. We must push back on them. We must push back on them. Because we must get what we need as a people. Now, what them feel like to give to us? Now, what them feel like to give to us? We must get what we need as a people. But of course, all they can hear is what they want to give us. Not what we want. Let me see if I can get a hold of Justice to come on the program here. Because I would love to get Justice's views on this program and the Constitution reform. Hopefully I can get through to him. Let me see. Oh, here it is. I hope I can get through to him. I hope I can get through to him. I know I should have called him and asked him. Let's see if I can get through to Justice to ask Justice. Justice!
Yes, yes.
How are you doing? This is Jeffrey Tavares. I should have called you. You're live on air. I want your views on the constitutional reform, sir. About a couple minutes. Your views, sir, a couple minutes, sir.
You mean on what is happening with Ms. Malahoo Fort?
Right now, yes.
And Mark Ray?
Yes.
Well, it is clear that the government has an agenda. And it is clear that the leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, in his deliverance at his press conference, that he is thinking with Jamaica's best interests, in that the people on a whole has not been sensitized in depth as to one, what are the current what does the current constitution state and how does it benefit Jamaicans today, and what the new changes to the constitution will bring and how will it benefit the nation. You know, there has not been enough dialogue or public education or forum to sensitize the nation at large as to how these changes will affect them. So in that regard, I can understand where the opposition is coming from. And indeed, we definitely need more dialogues and consultation and education. So John Public can be more knowledgeable as to what is happening and see whether or not it is in the best interest of the average Jamaicans. So, I don't feel it in terms of making a decision as to how it is going to be done and what needs to be done. I don't think we're there yet because if you can also recall the public forum that the Reform Committee had put on, certain questions were fielded at Malahoo Fort and she was unable to answer them. She said, well, we'll have to go back and come. Yes. So, and those have still not yet been addressed. So how is it that we're going to go forward? It's just a mockery. And I think they have, yes, go ahead.
Let me ask you this question though, Justice. As a Jamaican, do you believe that Jamaica should have a ceremonial head or elected head by the people, sir?
It has to be an elected head.
Yeah.
And we need to move away from figureheads. As you know, we see how the basically what they're saying is that the ceremonial head would just be functioning as the current governor general is functioning. And I think we have outgrown that and we have no need for that. So we need an elected head to strike balance in a republic, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's the direction that we need to move in, based on my humble, knowledge of the whole process.
Right. And do you believe that this current committee, constitutional committee, has enlightened the people of Jamaica for the constitutional reform?
No, they have not. They have performed very poorly in any deliberation, educational wise. Yeah. And I not only the constitutional committee, but there is a thing in the flow of information and the transparency, the current government makeup. As a result, things are happening in the country. The Prime Minister is silent. The National Security Minister is silent. The Health Minister is silent. The constitutional reform dance around and not answer questions. Ridiculous. Absolute chaos.
Yeah.
In order for
go ahead.
No, go on.
Sir. Go ahead.
I was saying, in order for Jamaica to advance and to be taken seriously, these are hot points that be addressed. We cannot continue like this. We are living in an information age, and as such, information should be flowing, and that's not happening under this current administration.
Justice, thank you so much for coming on, sir, at short notice.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, sir. That's Justice, one of my good friend, Justice of the Peace, who came on. Good, sir. Who came on to talk to us some more about our constitution. I have with me now. I know he's been waiting in the wing for a long while. I didn't realize it. My good friend Luke George Cook. Mr. Cook, welcome to the program, sir.
Good evening, Jeffrey Tavares. Who was that you were speaking to?
Justice, a good friend of mine who lives in Fort Lauderdale here.
Okay.
Luke, what is your views on what is going on in Jamaica with the PNP not signing off on this, and Andrew Horner saying that they're playing politics, and obviously the two political parties saying that we should have a ceremonial head? Mr. Cook? Hello? See that we have lost Mr. Cook. Oh Lord, here it is. Yes. Yes, Luke.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Yes, I was asking you this question. What is your views on what is going on with the Constitutional Committee and the PNP? And it is quite obvious the two political parties want to have a ceremonial head more than elected head.
Jeffrey, look here, nothing is happening with the constitution. There is the Jamaica Labour Party wants to have a dictatorship. They want to take us to the El Salvador model, where you take out the Charter of Rights. If you listen to our Constitution Minister, Mrs. Malahoof, you think it's a referendum on your people to say that the Charter of Rights that are written there gives the citizens of Jamaica too much rights. So to lessen it, it gives the state more power to carry out atrocity against its citizens. I don't know who in Jamaica feels very comfortable when government make a decision for the citizens of the country. Because if you have the Vibes Cartel case, you had to take our DPP before the Constitution Court, and the Minister of Justice is saying that the interpretation by the learned jurists don't seem to have meet the standard what they were looking for to extend a Paul Llewellyn a contract, and the thought that she is somewhere there in the shadow, still pulling the strings. You had a student whose hair was cut off because it never did satisfy somebody. So you cut off her hair, and the DPP says, boy, I don't see any reason for bring a case against the police who violated the student in that regard. Jeffrey, I'm not optimistic with where the country is going, and the fact that you have the meeting of the minds, and on this committee there is no real ordinary person saying your constitution. But why would you want to reform a constitution when your citizens don't even know what a municipality is supposed to be doing? So if your citizens is not educated, then it leads me to believe that you first criminalize them, then you punish them with the unjust constitution. How many Jamaicans believe that the court are working in their favor, as to why them prefer vigilante justice and them will go to a man? Because the court don't seem to be rendering the justice that they need. And then you have those despots of lawyers who enjoy the high level of criminality in Jamaica because they are so verbose and knowledgeable. They go to the court and they represent their client and win, but Jamaica lose because more people are brought back on the road. 1 second, Jeffrey. 1 second.
Yes, we're speaking to Luke George Cook, our Constitution, Jamaica's Constitution. Your views on it? Do you believe that we should have a ceremonial head, or should we have an elected president? Thus far, the Jamaican people has never voted for a prime minister. It's always their constituency vote for them, and then the party who wins enough vote, they give that person prime ministership. Do you believe that Jamaicans in this new constitution should be the one who elect their president, their leader? And do you believe that we should have impeachment in place?
I don't believe at this point, Jeffrey, what the country should be doing is rushing through a reform. Because if you're rushing through the section that says remove the king as head of state, and hence placing a ceremonial president if we become a republic. And then we have to look at things like, is it that we're still going to go to the Privy Council? Are we totally going to be divorced from the Commonwealth? And those are issues for the them, the vumvava. But for the vumvavi, it has to be a reform of the justice system. Why do I go to prison? And then when I go and I serve my time, I come out and I have to apply for a police record for an expungement, and then the process is 1 year. And so I cannot, if I'm trying to seek employment, I'm not going to gain that employment because everybody know, even the security guard says that you have to, if you look at the requirement, you have to have a clean police record. So it's almost as if you served your prison time, but you were punished. And sometimes these crimes are not really, I mean, you're in a man a fight and you're busting it, and it might not have been intentional. You go and you pay your fine or you serve the time. So there are aspects of the Constitution that needs to be reformed, and no doubt, these are modern times. And Norman Manley wrote that Constitution at Lancaster House. It could have been a derived version of another constitution, because none of these constitutions seems to have been written by people just sitting down and coming up with the terminologies and setting the rules. It was always a regurgitation of somebody else's, and hence cultural wise it not serve with no more, because we have outgrown the terms of talking about a monarch. So anybody that talk about constitution reform but limits it to removing the head of state being the king just seems to me like you are a SSR Führer. You just want to remove that. How does the constitution overall? If people don't understand what the municipality is, why can't you reform the constitution to say that the heads of the committee in parliament now are going to be ordinary citizens within Jamaica and outside of Jamaica and the diaspora, who will have oversight and shows that they have no great political alliances to any of the two diatribes. You know, talk about real reform that is going to revolutionize the way we conduct ourselves. And when you talk about the Constitution, you have to talk about the legislative branch. Why you have to have a DPP serve? You need new term limit. You need fixed election date. Things that people can now know. Say you can't carry the local government election till you say yes. Me, God Almighty, say at this date I go keep. Or you are reshuffle your ministers now because you're going to call an election. Or why can't you find a prime minister who don't file his statutory return? Is it that you don't have enough bright accountants and chartered accountants to ensure say how much money say you are make that you can get you can get the liquor tax receipt them when you travel, when you buy food, when you do this, when you do that, you show your asset them because they are above board. If you're gonna reform it, Jeffrey, talk about how you lick down people house over Bernard Lodge when you realize that even people that have been associated with you were involved in the selling of those land. What are the redress for the people? Because squatters have rights. You have to now expand on the squatters' right. And then you also need to ensure that in a new crafted constitution, that Jamaica is not being sold off to foreigners. The hotels are not just foreigners. You want to tell me, say everybody in the diaspora, whether in one of the major country or the African nation, we can put our assets together and build hotel, and the interest, we take 60% and 40% goes, 10% goes towards education, and one next go to health, and then 10% go to security, and then after 5 years we change that round and put the 5 to agriculture. You mean that Jamaicans are not capable of owning the rock and benefiting from the rock of Gibraltar that is called Jamaica? Why is it that it's always foreign hands who don't stay here and share the profit, are them sell out the business to them uncle and them cousins? So constitution reform, Jeffrey, is a serious thing. To me, this is being rushed through the night, and Honestly, I am afraid of the Andrew Oldest administration, and the PNP are a bunch of whips and lackey. Them toothless when them want to be toothless, and them verbose when them want to be verbose. Because on Paula Llewellyn, you could have got to the Constitution Court. There's so much unethical things, and when you look at a prime minister suggesting Jeffrey, a 14-year-old, 13-year-old catch with a gun, and that the circumstances which we live under, the duress we live in at this country, because even talking on this show, sometimes me go to a road now and me just have to, me tell people don't bother up my name and just don't talk. Because I've had people walk up to me and say, P old boy, yeah, lick out against Andrew, we soon F you up. Right? People have to take into consideration that is part and part of the culture. That if you speak or you have an opinion that is separate and from that of those who run this country, you can lose your life at the drop of a hat. And people rejoice because they feel that you're a traitor to the country. I don't know what you call brand Jamaican when you look at a taxi man a speed for go back or get more passenger and how much pitney dead in the taxi, or you hear a Tatius Golden that a staff has been arrested for sexually assaulting students, or you look at the series of fights in Jamaica against the high school and how many people get cut in their face, or you hear that students going from a school on a school excursion, boy stab girl, boy who got there figure save him get stabbed, and students are injured. What is damn brand Jamaican that we ought to be proud of? And all of us go back to business as usual, because Lord, at Jamaica, every day this go on, we can't bother with it. We normalize the behavior. Why are we out there saying no? Holding on to our children and saying, no, we are fighting back, right? You're introducing metal detectors in school and you buy them and you put them up. And that's how we reach, metal detectors in school. And that's how we reach, Jeffrey. Our students, our future is at war. So what is brand Jamaica? I must turn a blind eye and say, oh, the whole government is doing its best. No, there must be a clarion call for every Jamaican around our children, around human trafficking. Why is it so many of our children go missing? And yet still we treat it as if it's a normal phenomenon that just happened. Come on, Jeffrey, man. So constitution reform can be the biggest thing in your country when you lose your assets. Your main asset, which is your human. No, not talk about, oh, people now breed like before, like guinea pig. You should be damn glad. So we don't want no more unwanted. This is the time when the National Family Planning Board must be teaching people about how to become responsible, teaching our young people about reproductive health and how they must become responsible. You're concerned about breeding when you have reports of high school having 25% of them student population fully blown HIV patients. Isn't that a pandemic in and of itself? That 76% of a school can read above the 1 grade level. Oh my God. And you talk about constitution reform. You should be reforming the constitution to say that we should help every citizen to act to become self-actualized based on their God-given potential.
Look, when we sit down and we listen to what is going on, you ask yourself the question, is this government really for the people of this country?
None of the two political parties, bearing none. None of them. JLP is a capitalistic government that their messaging is that everybody can capitalize, so you must have, everybody has the potential to one day be poor and become rich. But the truth of the matter, what do you have to do to get that? Because, let us not be ignorant of the fact that in the animal farm, the pig play a role, the horse play a role, the this play a role. So everybody did born equal, but some more than others. There are people who have master's degree who have to drop them drawers tonight. And we have extended that now to a man in a company, and the next man tell him, say, you have to give up some of that forget if you want to go ahead. So Jamaica has come a far way. We now go down about the country and say we not achieve. But the truth of the matter, the practice, the residue of slavery and bus butt busting and demoralizing women and taking advantage of girls and boys, as we can see it now. I mean, I was shocked when somebody told me, a well-known coach, how he was sexually assaulting people. No, I don't get into the, me not get into that because I don't know if it's true. But if it is true, but I know of other teachers who have now gone on to parenting children with students of theirs that they were teaching. And it is sad that me say this guy, one of the bloggers or one of the YouTube radio talk show hosts, him put up something and him say might expose the illicit evil, and him call up Bishop Kenneth Richard name in night and him say, oh, Bishop take land and Bishop mash up house. And sometimes I wonder, Jeffrey, if we who come to bear the truth are not similar to the, are we here to just tear down people's and tarnish people's character with the hope that when we do it, people will join us? Because to me, we must sieve information and not tarnish people. When you ever talk about, don't make me read your file and may I tell you, my friend, no make me ever hear you say again, don't talk Jeffrey. If what we come to do is to spread the truth of what is, or to present the facts of what is, and we want to be that righteous wind that blows to Jamaica back, that makes her the country of the hill on the of a country on shining on the hill up top, because our people are endowed and they feel empowered, and we by virtue of using our voices, we're adding to a paradigm shift from absolute and adverse poverty to empowerment, and more people sitting at the table of equality and justice. Then I am for it, but me not into the tearing down. Me tired of the tearing. Me tired of the venom. That's why me no want no savior. Me no want no one savior for Jamaica. But want to be a part of a movement that is reflected that we never born PNP, we never born JLP. The whole of we born as Jamaican. And as such, we treat in Jamaica like how we would treat our company. And as directors, we take serious our responsibility to maintain the decency and the dignity and the sustainable development of Jamaica land we love.
You know, Luke, I sit here and I said to myself, when are we going to wake up in this country? We're going to be 62 years old. And I've just heard an audio clip in a while ago where former Prime Minister Bruce Golding's son, Stephen Golding, said that he has been pushing for these people when the constitutional reform that Jamaicans should vote for their president. But when you realize that these two political parties are not in the business of giving power, they're in the business of gaining power. At 62 years old, Mr. Cook, where do you see this country going?
Look, Jeffrey, the country will go somewhere. You know why? Evil is only pervasive when good men do nothing about it. And to your credit and others and your listeners, you're doing what you can. Now, when that becomes a movement of more of us, because, I mean, when you look at the propaganda campaign coming out of even the march on New York and the consulate, and a good friend of mine who was there, Michelle Guthrie, tells me, oh, Ambassador Audrey Marks, but I have no respect for that woman. She is the lowest.
Hold on for me, Luke. It wasn't Ambassador Audrey Marks, it was the Jamaica Consul General for New York who turned her back on us. Because I called out to her and she turned her back on us.
Who is that?
I don't remember her name.
Yeah, but when you have somebody, one public servant, where we, taxpayer, and only where they are foreign, send on a remittance here and pay she, and she come out, they can move 10 times, she said, Juzla Guan. Whether she agree with you or she don't agree with you. But you see them dirty partisan people there should never have been sent to represent you in the first place. And this is where it is, Jeffrey, that we cannot be weary in the messaging, knowing that Jesus himself was called thief, lion, and all the things. We can't become weary. We can't make 8 people out there talk about we support brand Jamaica, but them not care about how much people dead in a one day because it's just a casualty of war. They don't care that people are 2 million Jamaicans are going to bed without food tonight because they are just a casualty of poverty. And the first thing they will jump up and say, so why them not going to walk? Because when you listen to the messaging, and this is when you know that a country is at its all-time low, when a government lies to its international community, if you listen to what comes out of this government's mouth, then there is nobody in Jamaica that is experiencing poverty at this time. We are all at our comfort zone. Agreed, me and you agreed, Jeffrey, why we're still advocating and going down into the trenches. But there was a teacher that was assaulted that now can't pay her car note and have a matter before the court, that can't find a job after putting out 15 application after being sexually assaulted and her matter is before the court, who can't pay her lawyer fee, who can't pay her car note, who have lost her insurance. And that's a real story. And that story is reflective of so many other people, like a woman that we buried this weekend who died from November last year and could not find, her family could not find the cheapest of burial in the Maypen Cemetery and pay for it, right? Left me broke. Left me broke. And they want to tell you, oh, there is so much support out there for you. But the lady dead from November, and when you ask the ministry tell you that it takes 8 weeks, and sometimes it takes more than that to process a funeral grant of $70,000, which is what you give. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need 8 weeks because she has been there, and the man is saying to the community now that goes to him and said, all right, we're going to step in as a community. We don't even have time. The man said she dead from November 15th till now. A $5,000 a day to keep the body in storage after a certain period of time. And Jeffrey, she's been buried. She was buried on the 11th of May. Now you work out that time. That funeral man was livid. Him tell me some bad word that I've never heard before, and I had to sit there and take it because enough to go step in when the community say, boy, come what way. And the community come to me, but when they come to the money part, they were good. They were all good in terms of thinking of her well-being because she was also slightly mentally retarded, and everybody thought about just how fun-loving she was, and she didn't deserve to be thrown at the back of Maypen Cemetery with 5 other bodies in one mass box in a mass grave. And so, you can, if your government creates a rosy picture, if Jamaica is doing this well, why are you still applying for international aid? Why are you still applying for international aid? Because aren't we all paying our own fair share of the wages? Because with employment comes taxation. With taxation comes revenue for the country to run more effectively and efficiently. So anybody wants to listen to the Andre ESS administration can listen. Those who have ears, let them hear. But I can tell you, you live a foreign, come here, come spend 5 months. Try get sick and go in one of the hospital and see if you would be singing a different
tune. Wow. And yet, we ask ourselves the question, when the Gleaner put out that there is $1.7 trillion unaccountable for, isn't that mashing up brand Jamaica?
No, it's the dirty dozen or the dirty 32. And be proud when they call you all manner of names for righteousness' sake. It's us. It's us who sit down and we think nothing positive of Jamaica. You know what I think positive of Jamaica? Like when you look on them like NGOs, they sometimes the people them will run them don't know how them are go home, go eat Jeffrey, them not even have proper registration. But they are like Michelle Guthrie, who sends money to our parish in Westmoreland, and when them say them are gonna do 100 plate of food, 400 people come up, and when them never cook one week, the people them say no man, them hungry, how them are gonna manage. Be it as it may, there are people who are capitalizing on this, who are just craving. But it shows a genuine need that there needs to be a more, you must give more empowerment to local NGOs to empower them to meet the current needs of people. When you look at the amount of people that are just looking a job as a security guard, how much why we need so much security if the crime rate is going down? Why are we increasing the amount of security guards in the country, in these private security guards? So the reality don't match the facts, and the truth of the matter, people listen to what they want to listen to, but constitution reform for a country like Jamaica should be everybody's discussion. We should see more of our citizens empowered to take the same stand that the St. Lucian took when you all come to our country to own our beach. And we must be a bystander to our democracy that says we must allow you to buy up the beach and we have to pay for coming. Not no go someone break down the lie them. Jeffrey, we have been lied to. We are like slaves. Them beat us to take on a new name and a new identity. And the rest, those of us who talk, I'm aware that any minute now I can be the target of Mr. Andrew Hollis and his administration or his despot, the people who strongly support him and believe that I should not have this opinion. Because when you talk to them want you to say, Lord God, Andrew have saved Jamaica. Come on, people. The things that are happening in Jamaica are so appalling. You think it feel good? Mother's Day, I was at a police station trying to quell an argument between a grandmother, her two daughters, her granddaughter, and her great-granddaughter. And I looked at 4 generations of women, and with a 14-year-old girl face bust and 3 stitches inside, 3 stitches outside. And if you hear, the discussion was not about we need to stop as a family. When we look on a young police had to say, wanna stop this. This is generation curse. I may ask you for a moment of quiet where we're going to have a prayer. And that young police had to be praying for a breakthrough in the mind of these women. And I said to myself, my God, I'm at the police station from after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm still here at 8:47. I may have a mother. I may never even serve her a meal because when I got the call, I just ran out. Like I never even think that my mother never eat yet. Or she did have our grandparent and everybody was going to eat a meal with her because she's on oxygen and she can't move around. And we thought that it would have been a day to stop. And I'm saying, when I see that, and I hear the Prime Minister's argument in Parliament about how to implement new measures to stem crime, and you're looking at 50 years for a young person in Jamaica whose upbringing, Prime Minister, is no different from yours. You come from a poor background, but because you did have coping skill, you never got to take up a gun, but somebody else take it up. Imagine you and I could have gone to St. Catherine together and we leave, and somebody like you because you're like of lighter complexion, so you get the work. And me there, I walk down my shoes on the side I walk down already because it's not like I can buy the best shoes. And every day I go out there, look at job and I can't get no car. If you don't know people in Jamaica, Jeffrey, you're dead up on arrival, You wait till 10 days. I mean, I'm just thinking about the elderly people that I spoke to today, who tells me that them don't have any birth certificate, and these people are now 77, and them born, 10 of them born, 2 died out of the family. And when you look, the mother name, one thing pan one birth paper, one thing pan the other. And just the form to be filled. And I really didn't have any time, but when we look and Mr. say they live 77 years without having proper civic document, and we just had to stop and say, all right, yeah, me want to make money, yes, but me also want to help them people. Because me no want to read 77 and have no birth paper. Eh? And there are children in school that are there registered without a birth paper. Thank God them have what them call it now, the operation free birth cert. But when you forget them the form, they fulfill them. I'm standing in RGD and hear a father can't spell him Pitney first name. And the woman has said, Daddy, you can't spell your Pitney name and you come down here and talk about registration. Only should have been anybody. And I'm saying to myself, how does a civil servant get there? You're not cognizant that everybody in there not literate. And you don't embarrass people. And the man just walk out because you have emasculated him in such a way that he might never come back to even put his name on him, pick the birth paper, and you still have a job.
That's the Jamaica we live in.
Mr. Oldness now forgot join the line on a police record, you know. Forget film police record, you know. How come we pay you as the highest paying servant in the land? And we are the one we have to suffer the indignity of having to stand up in the sun, forget a police record, forget a if I go passport officer, so it look like a concentration camp, or if you go to RGD and you get the birth paper and the information and it is still wrong. And I think that birth paper office should be open 24 hours of the day. You should have shift system. You should create work that way. And you have to go back in the district, them go find out about all of them home delivery there and start from scratch to build up a record for these people.
Wow. And yet they're talking for they're calling for constitutional reform, Mr. Cook.
Yeah, but you see, them have to talk about
constitution.
Rocky Mead and the minister and the prime minister have to talk about what is going to satisfy them, because JLP is of the opinion they can talk down to the Jamaican people. They can talk to us anyway, because Marky G is unelectable. And then you hear Karen Cross come out and say, Mark Golden lie. Look how long she in a PNP and she know Mark Golden lie. Me thinks a Karen Cross need to go shut up like Venetia Phillips. Because after Venetia Phillips is on, and this is where I'm going to understand this new commissioner of police. Why is Venetia Phillips posting that Mark Golden got a sweet deal? I want to go investigate her to find out the detail about what she knows about it, because to me, she's complicit of the crime. Did you know that Mark Golden get a sweet deal and your bets after you come out because you and them in there have cash, and then on the tech, we know for idiot. You are we for drive with your side for say, down with Mark Golden, but Venetia Phillips, aren't you as faulty? Weren't you there when a lot of the things that should not happen happened? Have you been fair in serving the Jamaican people? Are you so righteous that you tear it down? So constitution reform, Jeffrey, on the sound of it, because how much people in a Jamaica, after said that, Jeffrey, is it 10%? Is it 5%? Is it 99.9% of Jamaica know what the constitution says? And do we read it and actually understand it? So what you should be having really and truly before you have constitution reform is what I would call where you said the democratic clubs, where you teach people about the constitution. You ask them for their opinion, and then you use, so in the short term, the democratic clubs and meetings are held in geographic location. SDC has a structure that you can use. You start with the PDC, the Parish Development Committee, you come down to the Area Development Committee, and then you come down to the community committees, and you educate your people, and you get a feedback. And you have that now being put in the ministerial paper that it is not supposed to be voted by Parliament, but by the actual citizens themselves. So we vote on constitution reform once the people have to. Not because a man can read and write don't mean that it not have common sense, because there are a lot of dunce in Jamaica. I'm absolutely certain would do a better job than our parliamentarian. And the Attorney General, Miss Mallow, did say a lot of parliamentarians don't understand the runnings of government structure, because she know that over time, and that's why she was supporting her fellow Labourite, Mrs. Holness. But in what modern democracy, Mrs. Holness can be before the court, that the DPP may have to take a ruling whether or not that matter goes to trial or that matter is quelled at the DPP office, because she don't see the reason to prosecute the wife of the Prime Minister.
It is quite funny. I should touch on that topic, Mr. Cook. As what you said, in which modern democracy can a Speaker of the House is in front of the court and she still remain a Speaker of the House? In which other modern democracy can a man draw a gun on a citizen and he's now the counsel for a parish? He was allowed to run.
Jamaica, Jeffrey. Jamaica. But leadership over the world is descending into the abyss. People are no longer voting on people of principle, and it is at your local level that you should be looking for your elected representative. Because the double standard that we have to live, Jeffrey, is not going to stop if we choose the worst of the worst to send to Parliament. There is nobody in Parliament that is shamed. You look at, in contrast to the United States, Anthony Weiner did lift up his shirt and show a minor, then run him out of Congress. You find yesterday, the majority are Republican and said Donald Trump is the best thing since Jesus Christ. Biblically, I don't know what role Donald Trump is going to be played, but this madness in Jamaica, Mr. Holness can do and be and say just about anything, and any member of his cabinet. And we get on this program and we talk, but in terms of making the impact to all evil, Warmington accountable for some atrocities that he has said about people, him call them Jezebel, him say we're pissing a pipe, if I that I go carry water. Just absurd. So what you really expect now in the morals and values, Jeffrey, the young people them, how them are gonna settle them differences when Parliament looks like a chaotic house, a house with men and women without head. And then them now, the young people, we're putting it to them that they must conduct themselves with decorum and decency. How that a go work? Brethren, how it a go work? A house that is divided among itself must divide. I would have thought that the mere fact that you have opposition means that there are other people in a country that don't believe that your government is going to meet their needs. And the way how you treat them, you're going to say that you will never give a winner of a local government election 1 cent. You would give it to the person from your side because you will not recognize that person. Is that where we are? Now we see people in front of court for burglary. We see people in court, cut them not pay them. We don't understand. But in what modern democracy, in this new democracy, because they trust that we will talk, but we will take no action. And it is why we have to become a powerful movement. We have to stay on messaging, because people are listening to Jeffrey Tavares. They are listening to the other program. And Jamaicans are thinking rationally for themselves. And I think that is what is most hurtful to these people who will want to keep us back and not going forward. When you're going to call a march, a market-G, a PNP march. I heard that the Council of Churches met with the Prime Minister recently to talk about the Constitution. And him outrightly said to them that when he hear them talk about Constitution reform, them sound like the PNP. Now,
I beg your pardon?
them sound like the PNP. That was what was rumored. I only heard from a minister who might have been in the room, or a minister who was told what was said. They never gave me anything. That when the Jamaica Council of Church, the Prime Minister was so emboldened to tell them sound like the PNP, right? Or so you label the march and they don't put out. When you look at the amount of things that them put out pan all of the people them were in the diaspora where I try to say, come on, normalize yourself, stop being government puppet and the things that they put out on people. You recognize that how you win a war is to propaganda somebody and tear them down. I just say, look here, I open the nose on a crush from every side. Yes, Jacqueline, pastors are liars, but politicians are not liars. I never tell us I believe in a politician. That was what was said. And you were not there. So you say, oh, we hate Jeffrey to defend the fact that I know that him say. Why don't you go and ask a pastor that was there, Jacqueline, before your rebut? Why we listen just to rebut, but not listen to learn and to be truthful?
I'll tell you something, you know.
This man was telling me a lie. I asked him 3 times.
I'll tell you something, you know, Luke. I've reached a point that when I'm on my platform, I don't watch the chat room. You know why? The Labour Party have sent out a lot of propagandists come on my platform and other platforms. It's a well-known Jamaican singer who, I don't want to give him any time of day, who, because he went and got a PhD, he believes that he has arrived. And because I said, anybody who gets a PhD, who didn't go to school to study to get their doctorate, they're not doctor, they're nothing to me. He went on Twitter and he put up my picture that I grudge Andrew Holmes because he get a doctorate.
Look.
So I've reached up, hold on a minute, Luke. I've reached a point where I don't listen to these JLP propagandists, these idiots that come over here. I know. I ignore them, they can chat all they want to chat.
Yeah, look, Jeffrey, my blood pressure go up. I can't take them people in your audience. Can I realize that PNP and JLP just saturate the program them to drum out the truth? I just think them to get up one day and really take a look at what is happening in them space. And people must be honest. I never want Mr. Holness to fail. When me hear him would have been the youngest prime minister, I think say he would have come to really shake up things. But if you listen to the inaugural speech, Jeffrey, term limit, more accountability and transparent. Every 5 years, you go come tell me that was like when my father was beating my mother. Every time he beat her, I tell her I might change next week. I never change. And I just knew that my mother was a classic idiot, so I never pay her any mind because she believed him. I, as a child, said to my mother, look here, you like beating. I better we go live under a tree and we're happy because when he's around, we are never happy than when we are sitting there and watching him beating you. And that's how I see politics in Jamaica. It's the abuser who continues to abuse but tells the abused, oh, I'm going to change, and you believe it. Change is constant, but you have to want to change. And then you start to take a step towards the change. I don't want anybody to speak my truth. I know what I go through personally as a Jamaican in this country every day. When I see scores of people to the point now that I literally hide myself from some spaces because I can't take on anymore. I cannot take on anybody else. Whether it's the person who's called me yesterday to ask me to pay for them blood pressure, or me read 79 basic school students did not pay them tuition fee for 2 semesters, owing 24,000, and the principal is saying to them can't come back to school because out of 120, 79 has not paid for 2 terms. Jeffrey, me can send you that right now. And a mothers who have reached out to me to ask me if I can help to keep their children in school because they do not want their children name to be publicized and they don't want that stigma. So I don't know. Am I living in a different Jamaica than other people? I mean, Kemar Bennett, me see your quote on this, and me know you know what me I talk about. Because this is a youth where write one article from me and do my community work. When one community for 4 years, there was a funeral or a death every day. Kemar, me see your comment. Am I lying about these experiences, Kemar? Because sometimes when me hear people talk like them know people's story and them spend time with the people, them know the pulse of the people. And I thought like, yeah, everything is good. Everything is good. Come on, Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
We don't say everything bad, but everything not good. Right?
You know something, Luke. I've reached a point where I realize something, that if we wasn't doing something good, we'll be getting a pushback from people who comes on our platform and speak and talk all sorts of stupidness. Obviously, we're doing something good. And let me say this. Let me make this categorically clear tonight. Whatever is put in the Gleaner, the Observer, on Nationwide and TVG and whatever, that is what we go by. So don't come over here and tell me that $1.7 trillion is not unaccountable for. Don't come over here and tell me that Negro don't have a water crisis, that Jamaica don't have a water crisis. Don't come over and tell me that KPH Hospital don't have any bed. They don't have any bed. Don't come over and tell me that the dialysis centers are the CT scans are not working. These are realities. And are you gonna put your party over what is going on in the country? How low can we get in this country?
And that man said, you see the fight them. Two major school locked down the other day because them have to come up now with special measures and police. When we da go school, Jeffrey, school was like the safe haven for us. We fight, yes, but they were not fears. When you look on one student, dep on phone, call one next student and she come with the knife and she point it up in the girl's face and say, call me name now and me get for stabbing in your neck. Isn't this a country in a crisis? So why we're pussyfooting about it, Jeffrey, and putting the icing on top of the cake like we don't know so the egg rotten? Is it unfair for me to say we need to stop and rewind and come again and focus on some bigger issue because we're losing our children? Is it okay that somebody drive by yesterday and shoot a 15-year-old and a mother is now without a 15-year-old child? Kemar, weren't you there? Kemar Bennett, weren't you there when they shot the Meadowbrook student or raped the 14-year-old Kingston High student and burnt her body afterwards? And it was dogs who were feeding on her while they found her. Weren't we there, Kemar Bennett? Is it that people, lest we forget that our country has never really demonstrated that we care for the people, but we care about position and power, and everybody wants to be my friend when I'm in the cornered office? Is it not fair that people are losing their money in NCB, left, right, and center? Is that a lie? Doesn't the accountant general puts out a report and tell you between 10-year period how much money have been taken from this country, and yet still we have committee in parliament that cannot tell us how it is taken? Is it that we have no investigators in Jamaica? Is it that we are so daft and this will continue? But yet still 79 parents cannot pay 2-term tuition fees. And I don't care who wants to say them we're red or that we are green. I care about the children who are
not only that, Luke,
come to school.
Not only that, Luke, is it a lie that there's a janitor right now at the Stacious Golden High School
in jail,
sexual assault
and sexually and 3 female students? Look here now, Jeffrey.
3.
But tell me now, may I stop pumping on your show? Because you
Hold on,
just like that strangle some people when them talk to me now. Because you see some people go university, the only thing I'm gonna find out, the only thing they went there for is not to name them shit because them full up of shit like crab.
Hold on there, Luke.
Turn a blind eye on the people of this country.
Hold on there, Luke. Is it true that a janitor at the Stacious Golden High School sexually assaulted 3 students, and the 2 guidance counselor tell one of the mother of the female who sexual assault, don't send my child here? When the mother asked what happened, one of the guidance counselors at the Stations Golden High School told the mother, go ask your pitney. When the principal is covering it up, and the former principal of that school has been covering up all these sexual things, and this new one doing the same thing. Isn't it true? Isn't it true that a teacher sexually assaulted the next teacher, and until now nothing comes out of it?
And the woman has lost. And you see, this is why you compare your
hold on, look. And I personally gave the teacher who was sexually assaulted the Minister of Education number. She wrote to the Minister of Education, nothing. She called the Minister of Education, said, I'll call you back. She WhatsApped the Minister of Education, still nothing. Huh? Is this the country to talk about 2030 vision? The Minister of Education preside over a ward of the State House that a man from the United States came and sexually assaulted them. And nothing still told that we don't hear nothing about it. And you all have the guts and the nerve to come over here and tell us we're chatting nonsense.
And it was about hearing of the incident of the student, and she was telling me how every time she hears of any sexual assault incident, it traumatizes her again. And what breaks my heart is that this lady has to be paying out of pocket for her therapy. And now she cannot pay for her car insurance. She can't pay her insurance. Her husband is burdened with their finances. And she has been trying to get another job, a competent teacher, because this teacher has a remedial education as part of her discipline. And nobody from regional people where she talked to, nobody now take it up, Jeffrey. Nobody now take it up. She pay ISAT one money and she can't pay him no more. And ISAT wrote a letter that didn't even have her correct name. Right? No, I'm saying it as it is. It didn't have her correct name. And this woman is made to suffer. And you gave her my number, and I've had to sit with that woman on many nights and just allow her to cry. Because she cannot believe that she has to endure this as a citizen of this country. And you will come on this show and you will highlight that, and people don't believe. But we are suffering. We are suffering because she said to me recently, she regretted saying anything when she was told, look the other way, go look another job somewhere else. She regretted not taking that choice. That's what we're forcing victims of any sexual assault or any assault to do. Don't say anything, Luke. Hold it, swallow it, and don't say anything. But do you know what it is to get up and not being able to buy yourself a meal because you have to pay your husband alone at work and him have to pay the light bill, him have to pay the water bill? Or the fact that you're about to lose your means of transportation. So if you even ask for a job outside of St. Catherine, you will have to now go take public transportation to go and fight with people's children who come to school not prepared to learn, but have turned school into their war zone. How are you as a teacher going to meet the needs of your student? Because teachers have an extraordinary job of being parents, peacemaker, mentor, nurse, doctor, lawyer. You think Favour Williams care? No. You think she cares? No. You think it's the only report? You think it's the only report in the stock of bureaucracy report that is not read? That is not looked upon? Eh? But you know, when Royal Reid was in trouble, the Prime Minister said to JC, hold his job, good guy. And when he was actually rounded up and charged and they went for him, we were chastised because why was Royal Reid and Dr. Pinner, two notable citizens of Jamaica, being treated like mere criminals?
And a
But when you
teacher.
go for a guy at his house, constitution reform says when you go for a guy at his house, you find him in the house, him no fire no shot by you. How him dead? Why you have to become
21
and
bullets.
become have no teeth? So this is
21
brand
bullets.
Jamaica. This is brand Jamaica. Brand Jamaica.
21 bullets was pumped into Keith Clark's body. 21 bullets. And Rocky Mead, who was in charge of the JDF at that point, until now haven't told the people of this country why that happened. A Jamaican was assassinated by the state.
With all respect to Mr. Keith Clark, him never Nigel Clark, and I have no problem with it. But me talk about poor people. Them can afford the best set of lawyer them in Jamaica. So you see when them farmer pack, nobody can escape who them kill. Nigel has risen to the office of Minister of Finance, and he did not see anything wrong. I cannot say that definitely, but Nigel has never demonstrated that he was perturbed about the killing of his uncle. So I'm not going to give Keith Clark my time. I'm going to talk about a 15-year-old boy who wanted to live a little longer, who shoot him down, and like so many other Jamaican parents who have to bury their children today, and their cases go on unsolved. Their tormentors walk the streets of Jamaica. And so more and more Jamaicans are buying to the concept that them have to buy a little pie, or them can solicit enough money to go get somebody for go kill more people for them. That is brand Jamaica. I hear people who have sense that tell me say I better them talk to the little youth down on the road because them get a quicker sense of justice. That is brand Jamaica. But you see, because we are highlighting the atrocity that is happening to the Jamaican people, them might behave like a lie where I tell. Go to KPH hospital. I went there as a patient. I'm a good clothes and me never have any money. And the nurse I got ask me, say, if I true me broke, I'm not no health care, no why I come a KPH. So come clog up the system like I'm not a citizen of this country. What do you care, Sandro? That's not your business. That's not what they are paying you to do. And then you're doing it in front of that. So when she start her captive order, she think me not go bow down. I tell her, I say yes. Because a long time I don't see no dirty girl like her, so I just did want to come check her. No, you don't do that to me. And I will never stand in a line and watch you assault a Jamaican and don't say anything. I will not. We must respect everybody in this country. Respect them dignity. Not because you see me in a clean clothes, sometimes in a clean clothes, but me I suffer in a madman life. Don't do that. It's the same way I said to police, you can't come and call people boy. Say citizen of Jamaica, I'm speaking to you, citizen. Remember, we pay you. And if you want us to respect you, you must show that respect. Right?
When
you
come
look, and you start batter people, you batter them, you just batter them so.
When you look,
and I even just said to a group of young police, if you don't want people to respect you, go out there and show us how you come off a good table. Don't lose those fundamental of treating another man like how you want to be treated. Not because you're all a rank. It means you can't drop down and I decide whether or not you live or die, because I'm not going to come throw like a water upon you or take like a smelling salt put on your nose. I decide. So treat me how I want to be treated, so that we will have what is called a relationship. This country is slowly going back into slavery. We are going to watch them, Jeffrey, build up their high rising that we cannot buy. And they're going to punish us. They want back the Kingston waterfront. Them want back this. Them want back that. Them want move all of us. Them want Parliament Square. You want to build a parliament when your people them don't even have proper housing. to $60 million to a foreign consultant. Like we don't produce no engineer in here. And the Master Builders Association has become like the dog without a bone to stand up to strong powers that be. Too much large people around Jamaica, because Jamaica believe in that Obia more than anything else. Every minute me hear say Obia make somebody dead. Everybody want to join large. Well, I'm not interested in large. Sorry. And me know say large people tell me how powerful they are and me must cross them. Well, go and toot your own, and ordinary people powerful too. Because a man when not have nothing care about in a life, is a dangerous man in right now. Me not really have nothing. Me tell you already, so don't kill my family, don't kill my picnic them, not kill nobody for me kill me. Me good. Because who dead first get the longest rest. Because I will never be forced into a corner not to speak what I see to be the truth. You can't back me into a corner. You can't buy me out. You can't. Me know what it is to suffer in this country. I know what it is to stand up for your truth and to suffer for your truth.
Nation is going down a slippery path and a slippery slope.
Because enough Jamaicans don't have them free so till. Me say when me see the march in New York and me hear one bright Jamaican say to me say, well at least them can do that because them there in New York. Me know if me go there 10 months me that wear. It shows the mindset of a people that is so beaten down that we have to go disguise ourselves to say, I don't like this Prime Minister. He might tell me say he would have to wear one of those masks on his face because him don't want to face the backlash. Yes, so the country of Marcus Garvey, Nanny, Paul Bogle, and Sam Shotgun reach that if we go protest out the road now, Jeffrey, we have to go over we face because we're afraid of the backlash.
My God. And yet,
I don't stop you from talking your true Prime Minister. So why you must start? I am one voter, one vote, same man, same vote. Me not like how you run things. Cause all me see since you coming up is the rebirth of Alibaba and the 40 Thief. And everybody who is wrong is strong. So me can't go there go tell young people anymore to live their moral values and to live up to morals. And because it's evident that the greater liar wins in court. The justice system is flawed because our justice minister is all fighting for Paul Llewellyn when there are many Jamaicans who don't have high cartel money sitting in jail.
I can hardly hear you now, Luke. I can hardly hear you, Luke.
Why you not here a while ago, Jeffrey?
I don't know why. You're going on squeaky low.
Squeaky new phone with it. What I'm saying is that we can't tell no young people to respect the law when the lawmakers are the lawmakers. We see
Look. I am not hearing it clearly at all. I don't know what's going on. You're on very good a while ago, and all of a sudden it's gone down.
You hear me now, Jeffrey? Mic testing.
It look like your mic and the thing gone, man. It be hearing, but it's not that clear. Are you on speakerphone?
No.
I don't know what's going on, and I can hardly hear you.
Alright, I'm gonna come in on another line.
Yeah. You know, when we sit here and we speak, and yet they say that they say that Jamaica is a modern democracy. Prime Minister Holness, Jamaica is a modern democracy, sir. How is it that a teacher at the Starship Golden High School can't get justice? Can I get justice? How is it that the students who got sexually assaulted at the same school still can't get justice? How is that students who have been sexually assaulted at the Old Harbour High School cannot get justice? And yet we're a modern democracy, Prime Minister? Is this the country? I'm hearing about myself with this thing. Is this the country that you're talking about to live, work, and raise family? Huh? Is this the country, Mr. Holness? Madam Minister of Education? I personally, Madam Minister of Education, called your phone, you didn't answer. I personally, Madam Minister of Education, send you a message in what is going on at the Starship Golden High School, Minister, and you did nothing about it. Huh? The only time you people recognize anybody is when they're in your elite of the boom and the boom v. I'm pretty much sure if that teacher came from a well-renowned family in Upper St. Andrew or Cherry Garden, you all have done something enough for the teacher already. But because that teacher is not from Cherry Garden or Norbrook or Meadowbrook or from the elites of this country, you all did nothing for her. And you're talking about a modern democracy, Prime Minister? And you're talking about a country to live and work and raise family? In where? Where people, where you have sexual predators roaming the schools in this country? And your ministry don't do nothing about it? You're part of the Ministry of Education at one point, Prime Minister Holness. What is going on? Is this a country, Mr. Holness?
But Jeffrey,
Go ahead.
Him dead from my sister dead in a 2010 as minister, and all now them no pay our funeral grant of 150,000 to the House of Tranquility. Me have the documents.
I beg your pardon?
He was there as Minister of Education when my sister died in 2010. And she was a janitor at the North Street Primary School, and the commitment of $150,000 was not paid over, but the principal was out of order enough to offer some concession to tell me she go and put my sister name over the toilet. Well, I tell her I put it over there because I'm going to come to mash it down. Not because she was a janitor. It could be put at the front of the school. Why she had to go over the bathroom? I don't need that to remember my sister. I need to, if you're honoring my sister, honor her. But why is it that a poor janitor who had 6 children died at the North Street High School, and the ministry decided that they were going to give 150,000 to help to underwrite her funeral, and that was 2010. And I'm sitting here in 2024 to get a call from the funeral parlor to say the money has not been paid. So of course there are people in Jamaica. You could have paid for Mr. Siaga for roam around Jamaica in a casket to the tune of almost $45 million. But who could afford $45 million, by the way? The contributors could have done that, but a janitor or a teacher can't get a job or having to struggle to pay legal fee. You asked me what modern democracy in the Jamaican modern democracy, where modern day slavery reigns. Modern day slavery reigns upon its people. All of those people who want to come on your program, because they are being paid, some of them hungry like me, but I that them forgot out why squalor dig off them lip corner. That's what they need to go and address. Why their education level is at the toilet seat level. Why they can't think for themselves. I do not want to be a political animal. There's no party that is going to get me to sell out the people. Not when history reminds me that slavery was a byproduct of black people listening to other people's opinion. And the Willie Lynch letter says that you pitch the JLP against the PNP, you pitch the JLP and the PNP against the Jamaican people, and you control us for 300 years. We're a country that fought for the apartheid and the upliftment of other countries. And we can't fight for a better Jamaica for all Jamaicans? Is it a dream of utopia that we could be a better society? The poor will always live with us, but this alarming poverty that we're experiencing, imagine people send come afar, come beg people all clothes. Some of them get some brand new second hand because me not shame for that. Me go bend down, go buy. And every year, 2 times for the year, I burn out the people them. And all the municipality council can say, boy, we need to do something for these people. They have suffered. And when you go, you give them a $50,000 grant to go and to basically restart them life. Why don't we try to prevent it?
Look, I get a message for you. Owen Brown from formerly from Roots FM. You remember Owen?
Yeah.
So he needs to talk to you. So I need to send him back his number.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So the reality is that we live it. We see it. A woman was sitting in the market and her husband was shot and killed and she gave evidence. And subsequently they came and pumped 3 bullets in her head. And it was in the big national headline. Are we making up stories?
And that those are the questions I have to keep on asking. When these things come on the radio, on the television, it goes out to the internet, it goes all over the place. Is not mashing
No,
up
but
brand
we
Jamaica?
are the ones that are brand Jamaica, because we should be, everybody should be on the PNP and the JLP talk list, and we come and we talk with them one we talk. We take the money and we sell out our birthright for a pot of porridge and watch other Jamaicans suffer. When one Jamaican go down, I go down. I am my brother's keeper, and I will die knowing that I am my brother's keeper. And I wish that for every success that I achieve, that at your level or your gift and talent, that you equally will succeed. And I will do everything in my powers as long as I'm able to, not to look down on you and condescend, but to pull you up. I can't believe when we hear these poor people come and talk about them going to parliament, poor. Them never even own the house of them woman, them put up them barn in a. Them live in a Wackland Dab house like me with them toilet out at door. And when them come out, them a talk about brass handle that they brought in from the Middle East in a them bathroom, or whose house, all house that full up a solar panel when Jamaicans can't even buy food. You go into a supermarket with 5,000. You go in there with 10,000. You go to the market, Jeffrey, to buy with $5,000, and you no longer can get a bag of items because the people in the market are telling you, look, we have to buy from the farmer them, and them raise them price. Heat a kill we. And the fan where we have in our house, and now we have to sleep with the door open. But when you sleep half of the night, me sleep half of the night, because if you hear movement anyway, you have to lock up your door. Who have solar panel? We can't pay the bill. Can't go buy the well, I certainly can't afford AC. I can't even buy it. But I'm just imagining that I would need some solar panel if I have to pay JPS for the use of it. It don't add up. It don't add up how our lives are made better. I mean, you talk about free education. And this week I was at Trenchtown Polytechnic yesterday, strategizing how the university and I can walk the street to see if we can get people to become more attractive to getting an education as to a quick hustle. And everybody you talk to tell you, say them no mind if after them done, them could I get a job of foreign. A foreign. 30 people just got turned down at the United States Embassy who were trying to go away on a trip. People are so frustrated that they will go to any means to get the money to get out of this country. And you ask who are buying up the property, could very well be the drug cartel. People need a way to rinse their money. White powder now go out and press ganja now go out as much as it is, but you can't sell people. You can't sell body parts. Nobody wants to tackle human trafficking for the problem it is becoming. Because big man in Jamaica like the little girls and them like the little boys. They knew of an ambassador who liked little boys, and he was so well respected in this country. So when you tell me you can respect a predator, why you can't? Why you going to look down on a criminal? Isn't he a criminal too? You only see this man in a pharmacy I buy lubricant. I have schoolboy in there, but nobody now call the police, not the pharmacist, not the owner, not the worker, cause what? Nobody no want for dead. Everybody want to go heaven though, but nobody wants to die. Jeffrey Tavares, I love you with all of my heart. I think that we just have to fight, and I am one person and I'm fighting in my own corner. Because right now, nobody no invite me to government meeting. Nobody no want hear my voice because them say me too, but them say me too, but belligerent and me too passionate about the poor. Everything me talk about is the poor, the poor, the poor. But I came from poor circumstances. I got help. But I can just imagine if I didn't get those, if people never, when you talk about people like Betty and Blaine. Remember, I know Betty and Blaine from child welfare. When she come back at Jamaica, named Betty and Boyne, with her two little picnic them. And because my father was a beater and he used to beat my mother, me there child welfare, and them give me lunch money. Michael Smith, Sheila Nicholson, everywhere I've gone to, when I was at Chatola Park for the first 4 years before my mother pulled me out of Chatola Park because of the deadly violence in West Kingston. Miss Bartley used to have to carry lunch, come give me, and Miss Bartley carry breakfast, come give me in our warmer them. Me left and go to St. Francis, Miss Wang, Miss Stewart, Miss Miller. And them people, they feed me. Me go to high school and a teacher feed me. Me go to UE and a lecturer help me for buy books and so. Thank God for Barry Evans. Right? Thank God for Ted Dwyer. Me grateful. So me understand, say, me never just get it for enrich myself and then turn back and say, oh, I am brand Jamaica. Come on, cut out this. Why we don't have a campaign called We Are Jamaicans? And we're going at everybody community go clean it up. Whether you come from Cherry Garden or Beverly Hills, we choose 1 month and everybody jump, and we're not going there for go watch your house. And we go down a seaside and we walk together. Why can't church people cook a pot of food and carry come give poor people on Sunday and sit down and we have fellowship? We just talk the talk. Talk the things then. Why you take 1/10 of your offering can come fix up some old people house? And you have homes that are there for children that are suffering. Do you know that some of these children, their home is where they experience the greatest level of abuse? Where them uncle and them aunties and them mama and them papa sell them like shackles? Which Jamaica them talk about we are bring down brand Jamaica? Them want some Jamaica if you tell them why they like white rum so. Because them hate to see themselves in the mirror. Hate to see themselves in the mirror. Some own as all who you see here, them damage. Them come here just say argue. This is the only attention them get. That's why I moved the black one of them. Let somebody pay them some attention. They're damaged. Jamaicans are psychological. Paul Wright says 75% of Jamaica have a mental health problem, and I agree, Jeffrey, because it's only mental health people can accept this. You can accept it because you have normalized the behavior. Everybody in Jamaica will try to save this country, them kill them. Antoinette Arthur was run out of this country because when the then PJ Patterson said to her, you're a traitor to the People's National Party, abandon the UPP and come and join us. She said, no, I have watched how the poor have cried, even when you were in power. And I want something different. You can't choose. They will not allow you to. They'll rather kill you. They rather, it's the same way all the white man used to take you out upon the plantation and tie the ass 4-way and beat the ass them in and say, so they kill you. So they said to the rest of the nigger them, say, look here, if you never get up for turn up for talk about on the right, I take on it down it, man. That is the atrocity. That your people no longer have the right to speak to power. You did not ask us in the last election to vote on constitution reform. You didn't, because 75% of the country said they don't even know what the municipalities are about. So you're going to reform something when your people them they're ignorant as to what these state agents are supposed to be delivered to them.
My God, it's now 10:34, 9:34 in Jamaica.
Well, Jeffrey, have a good night. You have worked me up. after having one of the roughest days, because me have to write paper. Me have to write paper for 77-year-old forget birth paper.
Jesus.
Well, we don't have a massive people don't have TRN in this country. Some things that you take for granted because they never have a birth paper. Some people have to register with the registry with the Department of Poor and can't go on part program where pay a little bit more benefit. Imagine. I will compliment the fact that the wholeness government has increased the social social pension to but you get it every 2 months. Good move, Prime Minister. But could the part program beneficiary be trained, the head of household, all of them should be trained, not at the end of the program where you give them the 150,000 or now you increase it to the 200,000. Could they be trained in a skill area or another or through some level of entrepreneurial training? And we create in the Ministry of Labor and Social Security the entrepreneur skill training intervention program, where we basically monitor them to ensure that over time the businesses and the skills that they have, and we channel them through the labor market services, both local and overseas, and not to train the massive amount of young people in the hard program and then them go do 6 months on the job training, and then the employer don't take them because he knows that him have to pick from another batch of people. So there is no career commitment to get people into the world of work. And I'd like to see more young entrepreneurs. Jamaica have so much things. When you go around the island and you see the fruit them are waste. Why we don't have processing plant? Why we can't thematically turn Jamaica into
as you talk about processing plant, one of my YouTubers called me, I think either call me or text me about the same thing. Why is it we don't have something like that? Why is it we can't come together and open a processing plant to help our people, give them jobs?
But look how starting fool, Jeffrey. Starting is the biggest, dumbest, one of the biggest, dumbest. You see, if you did do a job bank, and created a job bank, or you took the people coming out of heart and you put them on a listing, plumbers, mason, this and that, and you follow them over a period of time, you think that when you're doing the job survey, you would not capture it properly if you had other things in place. Instead of you create a questionnaire and me I run one little, me I sell some phone card and me I do a hustle. And you put that as job creation. Yeah, that's entrepreneur skill, but is it generating enough for you to be able to have a better quality of life? Look, these people take us for a joke, but we're a joke because you know what? I realize that everybody in Jamaica will have like a bit of money and have like a clout. Them are big man. Everywhere you see them are big man. Like I was standing in a location and somebody saw Mark Golden and them see me and them say, look, George, you know see Mark Golden, you always a lick out on him. And I say, howdy Mark, how you doing? No, you can't call the man. You can't call the man by first name. You show respect. Him call me Luke George. Him say Luke George. So me call him Mark Golden. Me never see him birth paper. And then me push him out. Never there line in when him a come out. So me call him Mark Golden. How am I disrespecting him? And he now in return has to come to my defense and say, you know Luke George already. He's the rebel with a cause. Nobody pay him no man. Because the man knows me. I'm not going to be disrespectful to you. I come to you with a bag of respect. But these little blackies, black mangoes that will never turn East Indian, when them out with these big men,
yeah, man,
they are your gods. They are your gods. They are not mine. You know who is my God? My little old woman who turned 78 and watched 5 generations of her children and grandchildren came together on Sunday while me out at police station. And my mother said to me, say, Galang, save your Jamaica. Save in a white collar Jamaica. Galang, go save Jamaica. Because you come back here and look at your mouth. White squall dig off your mouth. You gone out there for go save people. You need to save yourself, my son. And my mother said, me literally worry when me I go dead. Because you have a passion and a care, and you will that passion will never be guarded. You feel for everybody, even dog and cat. My mother said me with one stray dog the other day, and she said, Jesus Christ, you never gonna have money. Look how much money I spent to buy things to bring back this dog. The dog got dead. But I proved to her that the dog could live. So we have a fourth member of the family that has 4 legs. We had 3 before, and now we have 4. Because it is innately in me that I cannot see anything or anybody suffer. Even when I have limitations, and I have lots of limitations. But Jeffrey, trust me, Papa. Sometimes when me hear some brighter people than me, we say them have upper class honors, and them, me have to say, Jesus Christ. Lord,
some of them have order of old donkey, order of old jackass, and doctorate of letters, and doctorate of thiefness, and doctorate of lies.
Man, them suffer from liaritis. When one politician talk to me, I believe what Nesta, when near Morgan did say, when your politician talk, never you will listen or believe them.
Make a find and play here. Nesta Morgan never believe the word of a politician. Wait. Oh, here it is.
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians.
Me not trust it.
I've always said to people, do.
Well, if he can say it, and then whether
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians.
Yeah.
If him can say so. And then say when fish come from sea and tell you say down the dry, and them you for believe. Then who me for believe him say so? You small, it say he who plays by the rule get shafted. Me get shafted, so you may agree with you on the wickedest said. There is a special place in hell for politicians. They are going to be the heads of the unions. Because the devil has
I want you to look at this or listen to this. And I want those JLP propagandists. Tell me if this woman is lying.
It's now time for our bites of the week. They come from a Needham Penn St. Thomas resident. She was lamenting the water crisis in the area. Here's our bite of the week.
We need water! We need water! We are crying for the sea! We are so much water! We need water! We are walking stick! Because we don't want to drop in our bad water! We need water!
Bite of the week.
I'm a golden PR for do that. That is brand Jamaica to the people. Yeah. You have people who in a diaspora get millions of dollars to support them, to support the suffering of Jamaicans. That's why Jamaicans don't like the diaspora. Instead of them take it and go pay the 79 school fee, then raise money for the people them will suffer from liaritis. So how is it that you love this country so much? Jeffrey, it's not hard to fix. If all of we go back to a community and each one can help one. Me not talk about the greedy, no, me talk about the needy. Andrew could have very well sister Auntie Dana get doctorate. Cause I don't know what they get her for. I honestly, Auntie Dana, I love you with all my heart, but you have to stop tear down the people them when you help them. So him there for go pay somewhere for give him one. Nobody now give me no doctorate. Cause me can't talk the Queen's English. Me not no sense. So
I don't want none.
No, me not want none. Because them not. You know what I mean?
If I can't go to school and study for it, bust my brain to get it. No one none.
Well, Papa, your opinion. When they hear doctorate, when them are black people hear doctorate, they hear you're not a thief, you have arrived, you have derived, you have arisen. So they treat you differently because enough people will not give Luke George a set because them of course we don't know if he comes from pedigree, but you can listen to the lives of Andrew Holness and support it. There's a foundation, I think, called the Boys and Girls Foundation.
Continue talking. Look, give me 5 minutes. Don't give me 2 minutes. Continue talking. That's come. Give me 2 minutes.
That is the foundation of the Prime Minister's wife. I never see anybody ever question whether or not the bags and the things that are donated there are they given freely to all Jamaicans because we are deserving of our brothers and sisters generosity, but you see it becomes questionable when you come from the other side of the train track. We need to get to the stage where we understand that PNP means poor nigga poor and JLP means Jamaican love poverty. How is it that people in this country own 10 houses and 30 cars and have 40 businesses while the other man struggle just to buy chicken back? That is, tin mackerel is even more expensive than chicken back right now. How? Then if money there, oh, it not circulate, so we can get some. But every year then give a little back in a part program, and we take it go spend it in a China man, and then say revenue high and people buy more in a this. Oh, Jamaicans, wake up, no man, wake up, no man. Wake up now. This was the country that have toilet before England. We used to refine our own oil. Venezuela that give a free good oil. Venezuela is the largest producer of oil, one of the largest producer of oil in this side of our hemisphere. And we sold out Venezuela by this young exuberant prime minister where we could have get cheap oil. Imagine if we'd have get cheap oil, we could have get like something cheaper, because production would have been cheaper, because we get cheaper oil, and that you can't think true. Eh? Why did we have to bow to the almighty United States of America and sell out Venezuela? And now the US is buying oil from Venezuela, and we mash up the Petro-Carib deal, and now the Venezuela them a carry go the tribunal for we go pay them, plus we go pay them more money. Then when we are pay Venezuela and we are pay back a World Bank and we are pay back IMF and we are pay back the Caribbean Development Bank, then I go there to take care of the domestic situation. Then when we are pay everybody, and I hope the wicked PNP them in the wings that are wait will take 18 years at this country and transfer the greatest of wealth from the poor to the rich. I hope when they don't know hungry belly self at about and want to be the next government and come in there and the same foolishness now come with. I said, I did don't set of people that missing with degree, because look here, nobody no learn nothing, Jeffrey. Everybody just come in and we modify. Our mantra become how great a thief we can become, because the history of this country started with a pirate being our first governor, and the spirit was sown into the fabric of this country, and we still a rob and a thief people in this country, left, right, and center. To the mayor, one like a pensioner, Augustina Brown, because me not tell lie. She come to me and say she not get her pension book, because every 4 months them send out a life certificate. No, oh God, Jeffrey, you see the over pensioner them. Remember, see the little ordinary people them, they can't bother sometime. And you see when the sun hot so, plus hungry I batter you. And when me drive the woman go ministry, and me said to her, they said to the guy, Andre at the desk, because me hear him name Andre, and me said to him, say, like how she not get the pension book and she not have no money because the last book done. Only no fast track them something and say the pension and them can't get that. The man look at me and say, I forgot to talk to Pernell Charge Jr. or Mr. Dunn and them run ministry. So I said, no, but Andre, remember that it is the customer service at the ministry that they come to. And when these people come, remember, it's not like, I know like them I get what Prime Minister get $5 million per year, when they retire, Them pensioners get some $8,000, $4,000 every 2 weeks. And them have to buy food. You sit down here and tell a pensioner, and this was a lady who said she cleaned toilet in police station, and that you can tell a pensioner. When I saw the tears running out of the lady, I said, "Come man, come, 'cause if me cook, you can't dead for hungry." But Jeffrey, the struggle is real. You need to fast track it so these pensioners can get some money. The Prime Minister will tell you though,
And I tell you
it's
something,
good
you
for
know, Luke.
pensioners.
I tell you something, you know, Luke. You see, when we come and talk about these things, you have people believe that we're lying. And this is the reality. It's the reality on the ground. It's what is going on in our country. And we mustn't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah. Yeah, man, them for met with that. You know, so there's a lady by the name of Sharon. She live in Tarrantон Park. You know, Jeffrey, every Sunday, not every day. Every Sunday she cooks like 20 pound of rice and she buy plate and
Yeah,
plate
you're telling me about it.
and give it to people. And you know, no, she never asks a soul. And one day me pass and me say, I how them plate they come out to your house. So, yeah, cook food and sell food. And she said, no. These are just her neighbors, her friends. That I don't know where Jamaica get this from. Jamaicans have the same Sunday hungry hotter than any other hungry. You can't take a vote on it. I don't know, cause you see true me hardly eat Monday to Sunday. I don't know what hunger feel like. Me only eat me eat for the sake of eating and drink because I really don't. There's not enough time in one day for me to sit down and even enjoy a meal. I have to really be taken someplace and I'm there and I'm still concerned about somebody else. And I admire people like that. They are not government, but they understand what it is to live that brotherhood and peace, to work diligently and creatively and honestly and think generously. And she calls me and she tells me about her elderly neighbor who is living in absolute squalor. And Ching take up in bed and she can't make him sleep on it. And she's crying because the man had chink on his bed. And I'm standing there and I'm saying, isn't this the heart of Jesus? Never have I seen such great love. And we go buy a little cheap bed downtown and we spray out the place, but it want to fix up a little bit more. And she called me the other day and she said, Luke, remember the man I'm in the puncher? And when me done, me I go walk with one hand on my front and one hand on my back because me not to tell people, when you tell people your problem is like 80% of them just hear it and say something because them can't say something. But is people really caring about their neighbors anymore? So
But not only that, Luke. I asked the question, is these MP and these councillors really working? Because when you have a prime minister going around opening houses every minute of the day home somewhere else and in breaking ground to somewhere, you ask the question, is these MP working in the constituency or these councillors to know that you have people who really truly need help? It doesn't matter what political party you're from.
councillors and MP know that there's a limitation to what them have. So if you're going to politics, you must prepare for come out there broke like Norman Manley. You're going to come out broke because you have to dip in your pocket. When these projects are done, when the constituency development fund comes and so forth. And I challenge an MP. I challenge an MP to move from the constituency development model to taking that $5 million and starting what is called the Central Constituency Credit Union. And by doing so, you invite the able-bodied members of that community and members of the
Luke? Oh Lord, we have lost Luke George Cook. It is now 5 minutes before 11 o'clock, 5 before 10 o'clock. We're going to cut the program. Luke, are you there? Oh Lord. Luke, you can come back on and give your closing remarks. You're making a vital point a while ago, and for some reason we got disconnected. Here he is. Can come on, Luke. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jeffrey. So if you cut the welfare model of that, because look, if you have a constituency of 33,000 people, all of those people are not at the same level. And if you adopt the same model of the credit union, so each constituency would have its own credit union, you may be able to say to some of us, of that 36,000, 10,000 people, can you put up $25,000 for 5 years, 10 years as an investment in this model? And so 60% of the interest that we gather over that 10 years will be paid on your investment portfolio. But in that, Jeffrey, you can offer the other people who probably can't do it. So the PART program will pay for what is called the family indemnitable plan. A family of 4 will get $2,000 disbursed into the credit union, the corporate credit union, the constituency corporate credit union, so that you don't have to go to the MP for 45 or 35 or 25,000 when your loved one die. You can get it, but they can also get a health card, and you dignify your people. So the National Health Fund now pays a portion into the credit union, and everybody get a health card. And what you do now, you invite your little doctors to come back, and you make your clinics into like 3 and 4. You put them in level 3 and 4, and critically to that, every child in your constituency who is on a social welfare platform, or you can pay, you take out $1,000 Educator Plus plan. So you're saving for the child from basic, and your loans are set in a way that they are not as stringent and as draconian as the corporate credit union. So you charge a 5% loan for the back to school exercise. So everybody can, your people can grow.
Right.
Because you're giving them the impetus to grow. So for those communities now we that have poor housing structure, we form ourselves as a corporate credit union in real estate, and we buy back lands, and we help you to get a title through the credit union. We negotiate with the housing trust through the National Housing Agency, not through the National Housing Trust itself, because if you're not earning a certain amount, you can't. So somebody they are firing, and them want to send back a 10,000 every month to pay the mortgage. Little is much, and over time, but that's 10,000 of that 35. What if you had 20,000 able to do it? And instead of you send the barrel, you send a little bit more now to ensure that these are covered, and everybody have house now, because we design them in such a way. We get the furniture makers to do the furniture, we get the man them from the community to retrofit the house, we get the liquor architect from the to design it. The poverty that we're seeing, we can fix it, but do we want to fix it? And who does it serve when Jamaica is in turmoil? Because if Jamaica is in turmoil, doesn't that give the oldest government or the next administration the right to go to the United Nations to say, Jamaica is a small nation and we are suffer. What aid you have to give us? And when White House your $30 million, we don't know where it go. Where it go? Where it go? Huh? So when you're here now, $1 billion, $1 million is missing. We're not supposed to be 1.7 trillion is missing. We're not supposed to be surprised.
That's 10 billion United States dollars.
Maybe Usain Bolt got back a portion of his money. He's now in down under, and he's putting up good Usain. If I don't know why you're so quiet. Because if NCB can take out $5,000 out of my account and me I go answer with Mr. Leachin, me not say you quiet. Right? Right? Me not say you quiet. We can fix it. We can fix it. You see how stupid my little idea is? You say, oh, nobody not think about that. Stop make the people them depend on you. Let them take them $200 and them $100 from them welfare program, compare in a them something to give them dignity. To give them dignity. Betty and Blaine and I started hear the children cry when they killed those children down in Greenwich. That is when Betty and Blaine and I started it. I co-founded Hear the Children Cry. Me no want nobody talk to me. Me give my pound of flesh for this country already. Me no listen to nobody. We start off from the point that I never go into a community and tell anybody I know what they're going through. I empathize and I listen and then I relate. I relate.
Yeah. Luke, we're gonna say good night because it is now 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock where you are, in the land of wood and no water. But before we go, Luke, I want you to listen to this video. A young lady who has come on this program many times. And when I listened to her, she sent me this. And I said to her, I'm going to play it on my platform. I want you to listen to this.
Break the silence. Break the silence. End the violence. In Jamaica's heart, where dreams should soar, we're faced with violence knocking at our door. Youth, both perpetrator and victim, caught in its snare, a cycle of despair, a burden hard to bear. But in their hearts a spark ignites. They're not just victims, they are guiding lights. We call on our institutions, a unified stand, to break this cycle hand in hand. JLP and PNP, let's set aside the fray, a bipartisan approach to light our way. Mental health, a crucial part of restoration and healing, and giving our young people a brand new start. Let's invest in our youth, their potential untold, provide them with pathways to break the mold, education, opportunities, a chance to thrive, to rebuild Jamaica, a hope we can revive. Together, we'll arise with youth at the fore for a safer, brighter Jamaica forevermore. Break the silence, end the violence.
Luke, the final 2 minutes, please.
That is what hope looks like. And these are the voices that we need to hear. The more of us speak with one voice, we must remember that when we speak with this voice, we speak with the voice of the universe and God. There's a righteous wind, Jeffrey Tavares, blowing to our backs. We may be crushed on every side, but we're not broken. And until that last breath leave our body, let us blend our voice in the one refrain. Our people must experience peace here on earth. Because I can tell you, if there's no heaven, then I would have been living in hell all this time. So let us unite our voice for righteousness, for truth, for justice. Let us join with our sister, break our silence, and know that some of us will have to pay the cost. We will have to pay that bitter cost. But like the narrative of Jesus on the cross, Father, if it is thy will, move the cup. But I go back to say, not my will, but your will be done. I am one Jamaican fighting for my people, fighting for the country that I love, with all the visas that I have been given. Me not run yet, and me not go cross border yet. Me not go nowhere for me see how them a treat we. Everywhere we go, them beat we. So might as well I'm turn and fight for Jamaica land we love. Break the silence. Let us unite. Let us unite not around a political party or a political dynasty, but let us unite around a common vision in which every Jamaican can be given dignity. The time has far been spent that we know we're not getting no land and no mule. So let us fight for the land that we love and stop choosing from the bottom of the barrel and expect that them are going to do anything for us. All I want to say, them not care about we, but we not care about ourselves either. Because me not wait for no government for do nothing. Me not wait for no government for do nothing. From God give me breath, me I get up and go glorify God in our creation and turn for me and I make fashion. Jamaica land we love. Love on you all. Jeffrey, I can't do too much of your program because poverty abound. your people, they must reach out to people. Reach out to who you can reach out to. Let us tell a success story. And for the next program, Jeffrey, I'm going to be asking you to feature an NGO that is doing good work. I'm going to start with one in Manchester, and we're going to go right across the 14 parishes of Jamaica. Because despite the ebbing of hope that we're seeing such great hopelessness, there are Jamaicans that are doing extraordinary work. I would like to see the Met with Talk Unsung Hero Award being given to a community or a group of people for still fighting for Jamaica land we love. We can do this together. Let's do it. Let's get on with it, man. Let us award those people who don't get national award or governor general award because we're not polished or refined enough. But I say to every Jamaican, it is your birthright to fight for what you believe, because if you accept everything, then we mean that you will stand for nothing at all. Let us stand up for Jamaica land we love. Lick about with Talawa. We not forgot on, so we not go out in this good night without a fight. I love my home country. I love getting up and saying that I'm a proud Jamaican. I'm a patriotic Jamaican. Not because I say green or orange. There are no green or orange. The flag is green, gold, and black. I am first and foremost a Jamaican boy and no political pundit and diet, because all of the diet them are dead and they can't even bury. They're lucky. Jamaican, PNP, poor nigga poor. JLP, Jamaicans love poverty. That's not my portion. And on that, I am not going to join the liaritis crowd of people. I will speak truth even until the day them beat me on a poll and tell me something. I must say my name is Toby and not Kuntak.
And I'm going to end with this. In the unlikely story, there has never been anything false about hope. For when we as Jamaicans has fall down the impossible odds, when we have been told that we are not ready, or that we should not try, or that we cannot, generations of Jamaicans respond with a simple creed that sums up the spirit of the Jamaican people. Change must come. Yes, we can to justice and equality. Yes, we can to opportunity and possibilities. Yes, we can heal this nation. We will remember that there is something happening in Jamaica, that we are not as divided as our politics suggest, that we are one people, we are one nation, and together we can bring the change that we need in Jamaica. For all those Jamaicans whose cares has been our concern, the work goes on, the cause endure, and the hope still lives, and the dream for a better Jamaica shall never die. As we sing the song, Jamaica Land We Love, and as we say our national anthem, as we say our national pledge, let us continue to fight for this beautiful rock of ours. Let's continue to fight for Jamaica. Because the change that we are seeking will ring out from Negril Point to Moran Point. One day, when we are all long gone, our name will ring out that we stand up and fought for this nation. May God bless you, and may God bless Jamaica land we love. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. Luke, thank you for coming on. May God bless you, my friend. Have a great night, everyone.
May God bless you, my friend. And may God bless you for the work that you're doing. I really am hoping to come into some great monies. And I just want to bless you. I want to make sure that your equipment is just immaculate so you can continue to lend your voice to the fight. you're an extraordinary human being. I mean, you could be off doing something to enrich yourself. The illicit enrichment is now the new motto and mantra of the world. And morning, day by day, you come and you really stand up for the truly downtrodden. And I want to say to you, Jeffrey, my brother, I have the greatest of respect for you. Other men have done exceptional, but I must say, at the end of the book of Proverbs, as it describes another gender, I would use the same thing to say, while they have done exceptionally well, you have outshined them all. You started this fight, and now almost every other day a YouTube channel come up, but you have been consistent in the messaging. And I hope for the work that you are doing for the Jamaican people, that the universe in its time will reward you greater than your latter days will be far better than your former days. And I just pray a special blessing upon you. Walk good, my brother, and don't worry. Don't worry if tomorrow morning you hear I end up at KPH and them turn me out.
No. You're going to by the help of Almighty God, my brother. You're not going to KPH. God is going to open doors that no man can open and pour his blessing upon you. Because you are doing an extraordinary job in our country for our people. Sometimes when I hear you, when I call you, and you're there talking to me, but in the background you're saying, what is your name? Should I put your name here? Or something, you're always working for the upliftment of our Jamaican people. And I know God is going to bless you more than how you ever imagine.
You think them will dress me up in one of them cape there, but me look like Batman and put on my hat on me and give me one doctor after.
Put in the name of Jesus in the air. Look, where no behave yourself. Oh my God. Have a great night, everyone. Don't listen to Luke. If this is a one in not speaking in tongues tonight.
You met the church, I put me out a door, but them say,
oh Lord.
All right. Big up yourself, Jeffrey.
Yeah, man. Good night, my friend. Have a great night. Good night to everyone. We're going to go out with our team song. Before I go, I want to say this to everyone on this platform. Sometimes I feel like to come on, Sometimes I feel like just forgetting about this. And you'll hear something in my ear saying, no, you can't. I love what I do. I truly love what I do. We the people, we the favorite few, we the people, we have to stand up. We cannot be complacent. We cannot be afraid. Ask God for the spirit of boldness. Because I know He's the one who's protecting me. He's the one who's protecting me. Have a great night, everyone. As I said before, may God bless you and may God bless Jamaica land we love. May God bless the people of the Caribbean. May God bless the people of the world. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Good night, everyone.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.